Live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yay! Yay!
I'm Christiana Ellis, the Dungeon Master, and our players tonight: Mark Kilfoyle as Alaric Copperbeard,
Good evening.
Starla Hodgton as Nirakina Ethu,
Greetings and salutations.
Vivid Muse as Amethyst,
Hi guys and gals.
Nutty as Grannis,
Hi.
and Shoot Schubert as Otterkey.
Hello, hello.
So, last time on So Many Levels, you had finished fighting the stone giant Dreamwalker responsible for petrifying all of the stone giant inhabitants of this city, all except your friend Grannis, of course. But killing her, unfortunately, did not unpetrify the inhabitants of the city. But because you were all mostly spent from a long day of fighting, you decided to take in a long rest before you continued your efforts to try to save the stone giants. But just as you were making your way to find a place where you could rest for the night, all of a sudden Amethyst, who had been spirited away by the Lord of the Hunt, a powerful archfey, was returned to you, and was a little bit surprised to find that 3 days had gone by, since it only seemed like an hour to her. She had spent the time engaged in a questions game with the Lord of the Hunt, where she traded personal information for his own knowledge about various things. You all set up camp in the old schoolhouse of the Stone Giant City. That is the four of you, your friend Grannis, your dragonborn friend Deke, and the 5 non-giants who had been freed from their petrification, which included Deke, the half-orc employee of the Carrot and Stick that Deke had been friends with, as well as 2 tieflings, a half-elf, and a Duragar man. That were all pretty out of it and needed a night's sleep before they're really going to be up for much. You set watches, you had some conversations, but then as a powerful thunderstorm spirit approached outside, Nira felt herself drawn to experience that thunderstorm spirit and found it to be a wild, mindless thing. And this led her to an epiphany with her own patron spirit, Rushama, where they came to a little bit of an understanding, and she was granted a boon with new power that she may not fully understand yet.
It's so cool.
You may notice, Starla, that there's a new item in your inventory, the holy symbol of Rushama, that describes the new abilities that you have.
Let me refresh this.
Yes. It's in your inventory.
My inventory.
Yes. And so that is where we left things. Unless anyone has something else that they would want to have happening overnight, we can go ahead and clock wipe to sunrise.
Sounds good.
All right. I think probably Nira would have become aware pretty early on, just as it's starting to have just a little bit of light coming from outside, that a few of the unpetrified folks had come awake, and they're speaking with each other in kind of hushed tones. Their body language is a little bit standoffish, as in, we don't fully understand what's happening here. We want to talk amongst ourselves.
All right. Well, we did promise, well, maybe I promised Doke a discussion. That's do. I don't want to discuss it in front of those other people, though.
In fact, actually, as you're kind of aware of them, talking amongst themselves, you see that the two tieflings, who look like they might be siblings, actually look like they're sort of collecting their stuff, like they're going to leave.
Are you guys, are you all feeling all right? Any lingering ill effects?
They
Questions?
they turn to you and they're a little bit wary and just kind of say, Are you the ones that, I guess, helped us? It all feels not quite real.
Yeah, there was, we weren't really sure what we were going to find when we got here, but one of the stone giants has cast some kind of magic circle in there and was able to essentially charm you into this sleep state. And we convinced her to release the 5 of you. That's really as much as I know. I can't tell you what happened leading up to that, but...
The half-elf who is listening to that too kind of just speaks up and just says, I don't remember why it made sense, but I was just here trying to help persuade the stone giants not to cancel all of their contracts, and I remember there was one of them who was talking and listening to her. It just seemed like she promised to help us, and everything after that's kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, that would have been the effect of the, she had some sort of magic about her that was affecting people, making them think that they were making this choice, but yeah, that I don't, like I said, I don't know how it affected each of you and what led up to it, but that's as much as I know.
The two tieflings kind of just whisper to each other and then just kind of say, well, thank you, of course, but I think, well, okay, well, first, how long have we been here, do you know?
Well, I'm not sure. When did you get here? As far as I know, the stone giants went quiet roughly 3 weeks ago?
Yes, seems like a couple weeks.
Grannis, you would know because you basically remembered seeing some of the smaller folks being led inside. That
it was about 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, the vault had all gotten sealed up about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It was about 2 weeks ago. I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
All 5 of these folks are startled, except for Deke. Only perhaps because you know that Deke spent a little bit more time with him last night, so he may have already been filled in. But the tieflings are a little wide-eyed and kind of just say, well, we're very grateful, of course, but we need to go. We need to get...
Wait, one moment, please. We have just a couple questions. I mean, there are still a lot of stone giants trapped in there, and if you know anything about how this came about, how everyone was petrified, we need any lead we can get to try to help everybody else.
I wish I could tell you more, but I mean, it was kind of just like he said. My brother and I were here because we sometimes take contracts for the stone giants to help them track down one thing or another, and we were trying to negotiate that, but there was a whole big crowd, and I vaguely remember one of the stone giants saying that she was going to save everybody, but after that, it feels like a dream.
Okay. And it certainly doesn't seem like weeks.
No.
Right?
That's an effect of the magic. But I mean, obviously you're free to go. We're not trying to
Did you
stop
say they were all
so.
stone?
They've been petrified, yeah.
Everybody in the cave was petrified, yes.
So were you.
Yeah, that's we've got to go. We've got people probably looking for us. So, thank you and all, but I don't think we know anything else that's going to help you. We want to just get out of here before something else weird happens, if that's all right.
Understandable.
Yes. Take care of your own.
Am I the only one that thinks they're acting really weird now?
They
I have a right, so they can act as weird as they like.
Stranger than I would be.
they look a little bit afraid of your concerned tone, Grannis.
Well, that's okay. People are always concerned about me.
And they're just like, look, we're not involved with any of this. Like, we just don't want to. This is very creepy, and we don't precisely understand what happened. We only have your word for it, and we kind of just want to get out of this place.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Is there some reason why stone is scarier than just being told that you were petrified?
What?
Well, they told you were petrified and you were frozen in time.
Well,
for
pardon
weeks,
us
and now
if this
more
doesn't
scared
happen to us every day, and it took a little bit for it to sink in what you're even talking about. We don't remember being stone.
Okay. Kind of seems like they don't like stone all of a sudden.
I think they're
What
just
we don't like
in a
is
hurry to get home.
creepy cities with people we don't know telling us we've been stoned for 2 weeks.
Kind of a nice.
Yeah, well.
Sorry to be creepy.
Guess I would say don't give up on the stone giants. We're going to try to get everything back to normal. Hopefully their contracts will resume in a few weeks.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
sure
well,
they'll need-
good luck with that. And they start moving to leave. And I think at this point the Durgar, who, like, for the rest of you, basically he's just kind of an odd sort of pale grayish complexion, but otherwise a dwarf. He kind of turns to you and just says, they're young, they're skittish, don't mind them. I think we're all a little unsettled about everything that's happened.
Indeed.
Where do you come from? It was Derek, right?
Yes, Derek Doomfist. Did you speak to me last night? I'm afraid my memories are still a little fuzzy.
We only had a few words. Nothing important.
As for where I come from, I mean, I live here.
In the cave?
Here in the Stone Giant City.
I remember him.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen him around. He works in the custom house.
All right, so I just nod.
Did you see any of this coming?
Well, I certainly was aware that the Stone Giants were acting odd. I mean, they've always had kind of a mindset where their own business is kind of on a different level than anything that happens outside. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just their way. And,
But what about Calcifa? Did she change? Did something change her?
Well, she had been out for a long time, I think. I had never actually even met her before. I think she had been out amongst the rest of the world for a long time.
I don't suppose you know where she might have been specifically before she came back here.
Sorry, I don't know. I just know that she started attracting large crowds once she came back. And I'm afraid I don't think I can tell you much more than they've already said. I went to check out the crowd for myself to see what she was saying, and she said she was going to find a way to help us all. And then I remember coming in and out of a dream, working on a project that felt unreal, and it's all fuzzy even until really even just waking up this morning. It's the first time I've really felt myself.
What sort of project?
I think that means the story statue.
Statue.
That
glyphs
might be.
and-
I
with
think
the reflector?
They're building a big vault door too.
That's where we found you.
Yes,
Inside the
I mean,
vault.
not that I was much help in that regard. You know, the stone giants are, they build on a different scale. You know, the stonework has never been my forte, even amongst dwarves. So I'm not on the level of the stone giants, but I remember helping in a way. Certainly, I wasn't managing trade contracts, which is my normal field.
Well, yeah, I mean,
And,
we didn't really know what to expect
yeah.
when we got here, so.
And so the other, the half elf who's there too is kind of nodding along with this stuff, and he just says, yes, I'm Selwyn, and I had come to try to sell spices and try to persuade the stone giants who had been in the last couple of weeks trying to just cancel all of their pre-negotiated contracts, and I had hoped to persuade them otherwise. I don't need to rush off, especially as that seems to have aroused some suspicion, but I expect I have people waiting for me as well.
That's understandable. We're just grasping at straws here. We're trying to figure out, how to save everyone.
Does anyone remember?
Is
anything?
everyone? Is it really everyone in the city?
Everyone. As far as we can tell, anyway.
Everyone except for you? Looking up at
Yep.
Grannis.
Everyone but me and a few of you outsiders included. Now, you're not.
I counted a number of the stone giants amongst my friends. I would definitely like to see them restored if that can be done. But
I wouldn't use a past tense. Just like the rest of you, they probably can be restored. We just have to find the right way.
Don't suppose you know anything about magical circles, do you?
I'm afraid not. Spice trading is my game.
It was worth asking.
If she weren't stone, the stone cleric amongst the city would probably be the one that I would have gone to for these questions. And Grannis, you would know who this was. It was one of the the right hand attendants to the Thane. And you actually didn't really know her name because she was just referred to as Cleric.
Right. And I assume, did I see her in there? Or would I have noticed if she was in there?
I mean, I don't think you were looking for her in particular, but you don't really have any reason to suspect she would be elsewhere. I mean, if you think you would have looked for her in particular.
No. She wouldn't have.
Well, that might be a good place to start. All right.
Nirakina, can I talk to you for a moment?
Sure. I'll step outside, I guess.
I don't mean to alarm you, but there's something wrong with your eyes.
My eyes?
They look a little different. Did you sleep all right? Something to do with the stone.
yeah. I slept fine. It just, really recharged me. So, I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's
Just
fine.
worried that you might be suffering some after effects of being turned to stone. You don't really know what they are long term.
No. No. I feel all right after. I mean, I may have taken a little bit of air last night, and I'm fine. I'm fine. It's...
Take air that makes your eyes like that. You might find it pointing out where that fresh air comes from.
Just
I use a little recharge like that myself.
Oh, I don't think it'll work like that. There's maybe a combination of fresh air and the meditation, and it's a cleric thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Never my thing. I like stone to break it, to shape it, to step on it, but not to be it.
I love how Nira can't even come clean to our own party.
Well, what am I gonna say? I got yelled at again.
Spiritual epiphanies are that's a personal thing.
As long as you're feeling all right. Do you have any connection to your mountain that might know something about changing people back from stone?
Well, I can affect that on a small scale, maybe like one at a time.
Well, maybe if you could, that stone cleric sounds like a person to talk to.
That's my thought exactly, yes. So we'll have to have Grannis find her amongst the petrified giants, and she might have more insight onto how to... I'm hesitant to just dispel the magic circle because it has some controlling properties to it. The other option, I thought maybe I could contact Doke's mothers and ask for guidance if the stone cleric can't help us. So there's also that.
I mean, if we're going back in there, we've got to be careful. That circle's still active. I can feel its pull even when we walk by it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I don't want to mess with it too much without knowing what I'm doing.
What about that wand? Who picked up that wand?
Oh, this thing? I've got the...
Oh.
It's just a little scorched, but
Did-
this is... Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do with this. I think maybe the stone cleric might know more. I couldn't figure anything out, though.
If it was the source or the focus of Calcida's power, maybe another spirit wielder like yourself could.
Well, that would just be speculation. I'm not sure how it works.
Maybe can Doke tell you something about that?
Possibly. Oh, you know what? I might be able to tell us something about this. Just remembered. Got my magnifying glass. So I'll have the control rod or wand or whatever it is, and I'm going to look at it with my magnifying glass.
Okay. As you spend the time examining the rod, what you are able to determine of it, first of all, that its function is indeed to control the actions of the spirit within that enormous stone statue. That is its function. But it's also striking that this thing is thousands of years old, this rod. And it's very powerful. There's a lot of magic all wrapped up in it. But it is singular in its function, which is to keep that spirit bound within the statue and to control its actions. And basically the statue will remain inanimate unless directed to take an action by whoever is attuned to the rod.
Oh, I dislike this very much.
Why?
Because then someone has to attune to the rod.
No,
It's pretty old. You mean it doesn't belong in a museum?
it's not that. this is what controls. There's the spirit of the stone giants that they worship. It's held within that statue that Calcifer was controlling, and this rod is what controls it. And I dislike that very much.
It's not
Control a spirit.
I think this is Alaric and Nira are still outside, unless.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah,
We can
that's all
talk
right.
about that.
I'm just saying, unless you guys
should
followed them
probably
out or
include the rest of them in this, I suppose.
something. Just trying to maintain the fiction.
But once you realize you can actually find out what it is, maybe we should tell the others.
Yeah,
But it's really old, you said. So
it's very old. It's ancient.
the trapping or the capturing or containing of this spirit isn't a new thing either.
No. I'm not one to criticize traditions elsewhere, but I greatly dislike the nature of this.
But maybe it could destroy the circle or move all the things around without us having to be anywhere near the circle. It seemed not to be bothered by it anyway.
Well,
True.
it's not really free to decide either way.
Yeah. And to find a way to release it.
I mean,
Oh,
a cart
up
isn't
there.
really free to decide which way it's towed either, but maybe it doesn't have a spirit, I suppose.
Well, let's at least go tell everybody else about this. But I thank you for your concern, though, and I promise you, I'm fine.
Well, I mean, you just look different. I can't tell what it is. Something about your eyes. Figured it was an elf thing, but I had to check.
Yeah, it's cleric thing.
Oh, well, whatever that is.
It's complicated.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, as long as you're feeling all right, you don't turn to stone anytime soon. We're all
No, I have no plans to do that again anytime in the near future.
Let's tell the others what this thing does and see if they've got any ideas.
All right.
While that conversation was happening, Deke had approached all of you with Deke, this half-orc, who's in his mid-40s. He's a little grizzled looking, a little, unrefined, but polite. And he kind of just approaches all of you and just says, my friend here has filled me in on everything you've done to help me and your efforts to help the rest of the stone giants too, and I just want to say thank you. I'd wager that I know less about what's going on here even than those you've asked already, but I know that I didn't want to be stone, and I'm not anymore, thanks to you. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Did it ever feel like a good idea to you, or did they force you into it?
Well, no, I mean it's much like the others have said. It felt right at the time, but it's like you might do odd things in a dream.
Gotcha.
It made sense then, but now I can't even imagine what my reasons were.
No, that makes sense.
And at about this time, I think it's probably about as Alaric and Nira were coming back in, Deke kind of suddenly perks up. He's like, oh. Guys, really quick, I have to reply to my mom's. What should I tell him?
Ask how to get rid of magic circles.
Hold on, I am prepared for this.
No, okay.
Tell
Sorry.
them we're all safe. We're all safe.
Yes. So it was a little rambly, but I think I got off the gist of it, which was that we're okay. Stone giants are all statues. There's a big magic circle. We don't know what to do with it.
That about fits.
Yeah. They were asking how we were, obviously, but they also said there's someone who came to the shop and asked for you guys by name.
Oh,
And
Christ.
they kind of knew better than to confirm anything, but he seemed like he was pretty sure already that he might find you guys there, so they didn't say anything to him. But he's also not leaving; he's just hanging around outside, so they're not sure what his deal is.
Did they get a name or anything?
I mean, my mom's didn't. They didn't say in the message.
Huh.
Well, we can ask about that later. I think one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that's petrified that might have information? Because greater restoration will move petrification from someone. Is there anybody, Grannis, that you think might...
Well, we were talking about the stone cleric might be able to do something.
We can know the cleric.
So yeah, if that would be my my first choice.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I don't know the cleric that well.
Could you recognize her, though?
I did a lot of meditation
I
last
could.
night on curses too, which might help if perhaps the restoration doesn't. I don't know.
I mean, I swore a little in my sleep. That's about as close as I got.
Actually, Archie, you, as you're kind of talking about curses, you vaguely remember having some strange dreams that you can't fully recall right now, but there was fighting in them, and you were trying to stop something from happening, but it's all it's gone now.
Okay.
Well, shall we then? Does anybody have any other business they need to attend to this morning?
Anybody got breakfast?
I think we might have some leftover dragon steak.
and here's some leftover mushrooms.
Oh,
And there's always good berries if you're not feeling like something heavy.
I'll take one of those.
The Pop-Tarts of D&D. Here you go.
I've missed them.
The Pop-Tarts of D&D. That's
That's gonna go on a t-shirt.
well, who's going to light it up?
Light which up? What are we lighting? Or am I...
Daylight on the gems.
Oh, to reopen
Oh,
the
Beacon
right.
at the
Yeah.
store, right?
So right now, it's not totally dark in here because it is daylight outside, so there's some light coming in from there. I would say it's dimly lit inside the schoolhouse here, which is where I'm assuming you all still are until you tell me different.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna go back to the vault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Archie, would you mind relighting the beacon?
Certainly.
Yeah. Yeah. My spells are like mostly what I have, so.
How many of us need dark vision? How many people need dark vision? Is anybody that's going into because the vaults we're gonna need dark vision, right?
It's just Doke, and he hangs on to me.
Well, and then hang on, I don't know if you're having any of the others come with you, or what are you recommending for them?
Oh yeah, we didn't ask anybody else what they're doing.
Well, I don't necessarily think they need to come with. Like, I mean, if they want to see it, I'm not going to stop them, but
I think that the half elf, who's named Selwyn, suggests that he is semi-anxious to go back to the city, but he also kind of doesn't want to make the trip by himself right now. So he'll kind of maybe hang out until there's maybe some more people going back. He basically, Daruk wants to go and check out to see if he can figure out if what if anything is remaining like at his house here. And so Selwyn offers to go with him. Deke is going to stay with you guys.
All right. Whoever's capable of lighting it up, make sure that they stay near the door in case the thing goes out. You've got what? Is it an hour once the thing is lit?
yeah. 1 hour.
Yeah.
And I think that should be enough time to at least figure out what we're doing.
Oh,
All right.
look for this cleric, right?
Yeah.
Grannis, can you describe the cleric so all of us can look, or is it only something you'd be able to pick up?
Well, she looks like a stone giant.
Yeah,
and,
she would have like distinctive robes that no one else would
and
have. You could probably
wore
describe those.
special robes. They're, well, telling you the color doesn't make any sense, but
Oh, really?
they're very. She might be sitting next to the Thane. That's where I'm going to look first because she was dedicated to him in service.
The Thane is actually a woman, also. Actually, but
Dedicated to her in service. Excuse me. Sometimes I forget. I don't mean to misgender. If I recall correctly, one of her eyes kind of goes that way, but I don't know if you could tell.
I don't mean to be rude, Grannis, but one of your eyes also kind of goes that way.
Oh no, my eye goes that way. Weird.
so as you guys are kind of making your way out of this little schoolhouse, can I get everyone to make a perception check, please?
Jesus.
Perception.
That is a 26.
17.
11.
Not 20.
4 with a modifier.
20,
Rolled
27,
1.
20.
27, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, you beat even nearest 26.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe that one.
But I think both Alaric and Nira would definitely detect this then as you guys are making your way out. It's not nearby, but the city is so quiet, generally being deserted and all, that just kind of, even in the distance, you can hear voices that sound like perhaps a group of men having a not full-throated like loud, but kind of a just casual conversation. You can't quite make out what they're saying from here, but it sounds like it's coming vaguely from the direction of where you left the cave dragon corpse.
Scavengers.
Maybe more people might be able to help.
Yeah. Bread. I'm learning not to trust strangers.
Stranger danger.
So, whereabouts is that? Grannis, can you tell what kind of this part of the city that sound's coming from?
I think that
Well,
we
I
left
mean-
the dragon over by the
Yeah.
tower, didn't we?
Yeah, well, it was the tunnel that you went down was actually kind of in between where the story statue was and the beacon tower. And that was I would have assumed that when you dragged the dragon out of the tunnel, I don't know where else you put him necessarily. I was kind of assuming that it was kind of still in that general vicinity.
Pretty much butchered him right there. All right, should we check this out first?
Yeah, they're not taking that. I mean, we worked hard against that thing.
Or maybe they could take it
I
in terms of
died.
helping us out.
If they want some of it, they're welcome to pay, but
Let's check this out.
It's really the most important thing. Okay.
Might be people that can help.
Well, yeah, the payment over Dragon Corpse. Most important thing. Got it.
we have to kind of go that way anyway. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Are you approaching in any particular fashion?
Probably pretty open, I suspect. Don't want to spook.
Quietly. I want to get a read on who they are and what they're doing before.
So
Oh,
have
that's the
everybody
case.
roll me a stealth check then. If
That's
you're
the
are you
case.
going as a group? Are you sending someone up ahead to sneak it out first?
You look around and Alaric's already gone off to some.
So whoever's trying to sneak up on these
Where'd it
guys,
go?
roll a stealth check for me.
Another natural 20.
Yeah.
So
Whoa.
that's 32.
Nice.
I
So
like this guy.
I think the rest of you kind of just suddenly notice Alaric's not standing there with you anymore. Are you also following to try to go up and check this out too, or are you going to let him scout them out first?
I'm
Let
good.
him, yeah, let him
I'll
scout.
wait.
Okay.
Well, maybe head that way, but like stay back. I guess.
Well, I mean, so there's kind of a big open area that is what the most direct route there. So you could kind of skirt around some of the other buildings to like avoid being in the right in the open to get there. But so I would imagine that's what Alaric is doing, trying to be stealthy and all. So let's just follow that. Let's say everyone else is kind of following at a slower pace to let him do his scouting. So, Alaric, you make your way, staying in the shadows of these large buildings. And there are pretty dramatic, stark shadows here because, of course, all the light in the vicinity is coming from, the opening of the cave here. And so it's plenty to see by. Especially for you, but there's plenty of places to hide is the point. And so you kind of skirt around, and as you're looking towards where you guys left the dragon corpse, you do in fact see, even from like about 120 feet away, you can see that there are several creatures that appear to be humanoid, medium size, that are all kind of arrayed around it. Some of them are right up kind of on the carcass. Others are kind of spread out around. You see one that's kind of perched up on the corner of one of the slightly smashed buildings. They appear to be armored and armed.
What can I make out what races they are?
Make a perception check.
Come on, not 20. That'd be hilarious. Oh shit. So that's the third nat 20.
Nice.
Ooh.
Holy shit. I'm
Get them
really
all out
worried.
on the stealth and the perception, and
Yeah,
then
this is going to go so badly for me later.
yes. Well, with a natural 20, yeah, you're able to see. There's a few of them that are a little bit further away, and they are human, maybe. Like could be. They're certainly human in size and shape, but their coloring is a little harder to make out from here. But there's also at least one of them that seems to have a tail and fur. And then also you catch that one of them is wearing full plate armor, so he or she, for as far as you can tell, is again human in size and shape, but armored. Head to toe. But you also catch with that natural 20 that perched on a little cluster of rocks and almost invisible among the rubble is also what appears to be either a halfling or a gnome.
Do they have like similar stylings of clothing or an insignia or anything?
They're wearing robes with a hood.
All of them? I mean,
No, just the small one. The rest are in armor.
There's no commonality, like they come from a particular company.
They with the natural. I think without a natural 20, I don't think you'd be able to see this. The most heavily armored one is wearing pretty fancy armor. The others is a little bit more patchwork, but they do seem to have in common a little bit of an insignia that looks like a grasshopper or a locust. But it's kind of just an insignia. The armor itself is a little bit more mix and match. But it's significant armor, though. It's not just leather.
Okay. Can I hear anything of what they're saying? Are they speaking in common?
Yeah, they are speaking in common, and basically the ones that are speaking are the ones that are like up amongst the carcass. The others seem like they're maybe on watch. The heavily armored one is whispering to the small one, or like, having a low conversation. But the voices you heard are definitely the ones up by the carcass. They appear to be butchering it, and they're essentially complaining about how gross it is. But in kind of a jovial way, sort of the work buddies like, oh, look at that. Ew, look at that thing. Oh, man, this thing stinks. That sort of thing.
Guys, I have an idea.
Oh, boy.
How far away are we? Are we coming up on the map?
Well, depends. I would say, Alaric went up ahead. I would say you've spent, maybe a minute or two watching them. The others seem like they're following up behind, so they're gonna, catch up and be spotted probably soon if you don't go back and tell them otherwise.
Okay.
Because you
double
can
back.
see that some of these soldiers are definitely like on watch. They're watching for anyone who might be
Right.
approaching.
I'll double back to them.
Okay.
Try not to scare them when I come out of nowhere. Looks like a small company, maybe sent to investigate the stone giants themselves. Right now, too busy enjoying our leftovers. I mean, much interest. But they do have watch. They're expecting trouble, and they're well armed.
How many?
Handful.
Yeah, you saw. So there was the heavily armored one, the small one, and you saw at least 5 others. It's
but-
possible there was 1 or 2 that were around a corner or something. You were not in line of sight from where you were.
They are keeping watch, and there's some sort of insignia. Deke, Grannis, do you recognize the symbol of a grasshopper or a locust or something? Does that mean anything to you?
He didn't react until you said locust, and he said, there's a lot of mercenaries around, Ushpithra. It's a mercenary town. But I do recall a company known as the Golden Locusts.
What kind of reputation do they have?
They're not a big company. They mostly kind of do their own thing. I think they take bodyguard work when people are traveling across the plains sometimes.
Well, they were looking for pieces and parts. Maybe scavengers, or maybe sent here to find something. Or someone. Could be a follow-up for any of those people we've rescued, for example.
Well, a lot of people wondered what was going on up here.
So,
So,
couldn't take them if we wanted to, but I don't think we necessarily want to pick a fight unless we have to.
were they all kind of concentrated together?
They were pretty
I've seen
spread
them on
out.
patrol.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
They're making a mess of the carcass, by the way.
Yeah. So, if I can get to within 120 feet of them without being seen, if I can hide somewhere, I was thinking maybe I could do something like summon a fog cloud right around them and freak them out. Maybe they'll run off and we won't have to fight them.
Mm-hmm.
Or we might be able to employ them to help with the problem we're having right now.
With what money?
It's more than they'll probably make it otherwise here.
Well, if they've come to investigate the problem, maybe they'll want to help. Is that something that they might do, Doke?
Well, like I said, I kind of only know them by sort of peripheral reputation. I don't know any of them personally. But they're mercs. They do stuff for money. And so they might be willing to do any number of things for money. But,
do you want to rob them, or what do you want to do? I don't...
I just want them to go.
But they were
a little
hired.
fog, a
What's
little,
going on?
a little dragon roar and wing rustle.
It might work if that's the way you want to approach them.
Yeah, I don't have a good feeling about it.
We could always ask them. Maybe they're here for somebody in particular. Or maybe they're here to report back to someone else.
Yeah.
I think they're probably just scavengers looking to make a quick buck.
Let them do their thing.
Well, they're going to know we're doing something once you light up the beacon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
And if they're here to scavenge, they probably will check all the places they can find here.
Right.
Deke kind of chimes in and just kind of says, Well, I suppose if they're here to scavenge, I would wager they won't care what we're doing as long as we're not trying to interfere with their operation.
Yeah.
As long as they don't interfere with the very expensive floating rod that we have that's holding up the rather essential reflector, which would keep the rather potent door open.
Yeah. Which would still be where you left it.
Yep. Not
So-
too far away.
What are we doing? Are we taking the stealthy approach? You want to actually talk to these guys? I think it's a waste of time. But whatever you guys want to do.
Every once in a while, we
Well,
do
yes.
have to talk to something, Yarakina, not just.
Here's a point. They're gonna come running when we light the beacon up.
Least ways we could find out why they're here, and then if we need to, we can convince them to leave. I don't think they're going to be scared too easily by a bit of fog. Not if they're worth their salt. That armor's worth a lot of salt.
Don't forget the dragon roars.
Well, true. I don't know if that one actually roared so much as hissed and shook the ground, but
Ada won't know that.
might not. Well, shall we make some allies?
It's adorable how optimistic Alaric is.
I was raised on trade. You had to go and meet with a lot of people you didn't necessarily like, but you could make a decent deal with them, and everybody stood to their ground.
Yeah, alright. If they won't be reasonable, then we'll kill them.
That's all right. Remind me never to cheat you at cards.
I'm the only one a little nervous now about you guys.
Oh, now you're worried.
I don't
We're
know.
gonna be nice.
We were great allies when we were fighting a dragon, but geez, this isn't a dragon. All right, let's go.
People have gotten a little paranoid, I think.
Well, they are stealing the carcass we rightfully slaughtered, so, you know.
There's
Doke
that.
kind of says, we did just kind of leave it out in the middle of the town square, unattended. I mean,
I don't know what to do with the dragon carcass.
I mean,
it's
we
not
kinda
like we
parked-
wrote a name on it, says, property of whoever.
Like, I don't think that would have stopped him, but whatever.
we could have
I'll
put a
follow
plate
you
there.
guys. You lead the way.
So,
Alright.
wait, who's leading this?
Yeah, Doke is kind
You
of looking
are.
around just like, what?
Well, I
Come
think
on,
it's
Mr. Diplomat.
yeah, go for it,
Lead the
Alaric.
way.
This is your idea.
Bugger. All right.
You got your way. Now do it.
I mean, I could talk to him, but I have a feeling
I can be really persuasive if we want to.
Yeah. Usually while you're on fire.
No, I've got to. I mean, yeah, we can go that way if you want, but
You
Let's
go on
just
fire.
try
could be
to
a
talk.
charmer as well.
Amethyst, speak some sense, would you?
There's no speaking sense. There's just this.
Cool.
This is just us. So if you want to talk, I suggest you talk. We've got your back.
All right.
Let's go say hello.
I mean, I might be a little rusty. There was a hole for 4 years, but
Yeah,
all right.
we believe in you.
I guess we're going to speak to them.
We're going so you can speak to them.
It's more or less the same thing.
So are y'all just walking up in
Yeah,
plain
I'll
sight,
go-
or
Yeah.
Right alongside Alaric. And
you gonna call out or anything, or just wait to be spotted?
We'll let them see us first.
I'm gonna have my shield up just in case.
Okay.
Just casual,
Yeah, I will say, Alaric, what you had noticed is that the bulk of them seems to be armed with they had pikes and heavy crossbows.
All right. I know
So
the range of a heavy crossbow. If we're within that and they haven't fired yet, that's a good sign.
as you guys make your way, to that general vicinity, as you start getting close to where you had seen them, you all do hear kind of a like, and then a little bit of like footsteps and activity. And then, just as you're basically, you're kind of in line of sight now, you're sort of coming into that general area, and you hear a voice call out, just says, "Who goes there?"
I've got my hands up with no obvious weapons. I do have the other ones bonded to me if I need them, but... ho there. Name's Alaric. These folks are with me. I see you found our kill from yesterday.
Ah, you guys are the ones who brought down this thing?
And brought it up to the surface for later slaughter and eventual trade.
Ah, okay. Well, obviously you want to have a conversation with us then. So we're not looking for any trouble. If you guys want to just approach, we'll, obviously we're watching, so no funny business, but, hey, come on over.
Sounds good.
All right.
Good so far. All right. I'll approach closer.
All right. So as you guys come closer, you see that you've got definitely, the obvious attention of, 4 or so of these guys with, pikes at, not at the ready, not like in a battle stance, but, like out in one hand. And you see kind of standing out front is the heavily armored one who has the visor of his helmet up, and he says, "Name's Cassius. I'm the captain of the Golden Locust, and who might you be? You Mercs?"
No. Not exactly. Travelers, adventurers, seekers of the wonderful wild world. And travel where we need to be.
He's looking you over, and then he briefly makes eye contact with you, Grannis, and you get a little bit of a huh sort of expression from him, like, all right.
I live here.
Yeah, so am I to understand then you guys can come on closer. I mean, we're not looking to fight here. We're just, we just found this thing unattended. We figured it's just going to rot sitting there. We didn't want it to go to waste. We didn't see anybody claiming it. So, look, we don't want any trouble. I figure there's plenty around here to go around. So, look, if this is your kill,
it's a long way to go for a random find. What brings you here?
Well,
I'm gonna hang back a little bit, kind of. Just kind of
okay. Well, how far is hanging back? Like, I mean.
Well, I'm trying to picture like how they're all positioned. I don't want to be in the center. Like I'm.
So, there's a fairly big open area that the Dragon Carcass is kind of on the edge of. It's not too far from the big hole that remains of the tunnel that went down to the dragon's lair. There is a kind of partly crushed building sort of next to it, and a few other miscellaneous piles of rubble, but those are the closest things to it. Otherwise, it's got a good 30-40 feet of open space around it in every other direction.
Well, I'm trying to stay kind of back away from the people. Like, I don't know where all of the people are stationed. So.
Well, they seem stationed in such a way as to greet you, so to speak. But you also, Alaric, know that you don't see all of the ones that you saw before. There's a couple that may be hiding out of sight.
I'm gonna I want to lean up against the crushed building, just kind of.
Okay, so the crushed building is kind of like you would go through them to get to it. It's on. It's on the other side of the Dragon Carcass from you.
Okay.
But I mean, if you're willing to be within 30-40 feet, there's other buildings you could lean against.
Yeah, that's good. Like within 30-40 feet. So
all right.
Hanging back, chilling.
Not coming up to join the conversation, but present and visible to those in the area.
Yep.
All right. So as you come on up, you guys get the sense from these folks that you don't sense any sort of hostility, but they do seem to have the kind of the watchful eye of an experienced soldier. All of them do. And the guy in the armor, now that you're a little closer, you can see he's probably like in his early 50s maybe, but still in very, he's just got a very, straight posture, and he's wearing this heavy plate armor with no apparent difficulty in getting around. And he just kind of nods to all of you and just kind of says, I can only imagine this thing put up a hell of a fight.
It did. And it lost. The better team.
So
it was ugly and treacherous. Liked to play games. I don't particularly like to play games. So what brings you here, Captain?
Well, I mean, we could ask you the same thing, but I'd imagine it's the same answer. I mean, we're looking for loot, right?
Not exactly.
No.
Well, I mean, nobody's heard from the stone giants. Something obviously happened to them. I mean, we figured we'd come and see. I mean, if they're all hanging out and it's fine, then it's fine. We go home. But it looks pretty deserted to me, and I don't think that it makes any sense to let all their stuff just, sit and collect dust?
They're still here. They're just not active at the moment.
They're resting.
What does that mean? What are you talking about?
If you fall asleep in your home and someone comes in and your stuff is just lying there, do you call them a burglar for coming in and taking it?
There's been no sight of a single stone giant, other than you, I guess, for weeks. Their beacon thing is off. Their elevators are not running. Their farms are untended. I mean, they're not asleep.
Who's at your home right now, Captain?
Look, you guys are looking to take kind of the high road here, and look, that's fine. We don't care. This thing's your kill. You want it, fine. We thought it was going to go to waste. So we'll back off. We don't want to fight. But, I don't think, I mean, what are you talking about asleep? Where are they?
They're all together. They're just asleep for a minute. And
for weeks?
Yeah, a minute. And time is different with you small people. Look, the stone giants. Do you really want, when my people wake up, that they find out that you've taken their things?
They let their buildings get smashed. There's a giant hole in the road.
I don't have
Nobody's
to
seen
explain
them.
our rituals to you.
I don't have to explain that we, you know what? How about this? Those stone giants come out and ask us to return their things. We'll return them. How about that? In the meantime, stay out of our way, okay?
How about this? You stay out of my way. This is my home, not yours.
Now, let's try to let cooler heads prevail here. Captain,
you do realize we killed a dragon, right?
Well, I think he hopefully realizes
you
that.
claim to have killed a dragon. I don't have any reason to doubt you, but I mean, we didn't see it happen.
Well, let's just take it as read then. Captain, do you work for money?
Yeah.
Do you work for reward?
Yeah.
So if you were to help someone, they could reward you. That'd be worth their doing, wouldn't it?
Well, it depends. We usually like to be on contract.
But if you were given something in reward for doing something good, that also increases your business prospect of doing work with them again, doesn't it?
Well, sure, but I have seen zero evidence that leads me to suggest that the stone giants are capable of rewarding anybody for anything anymore.
You see that dragon in front of you, right? Its corpse is probably worth a little bit to you, wouldn't
Sure.
it be?
Yeah.
So, if you were to help, maybe that corpse could be yours, free and clear.
What kind of help?
Well, that all depends on what you're capable of. I see you're well endowed with arms, and your armor is very impressive, and that's good. But what other skills do you bring to the table? Perhaps your smaller one there has something else they could contribute.
You look over and this smaller one, she's been kind of doing what Nira is doing, honestly, in the sense of kind of staying out of the actual conversation. But as you guys look over to watch where she's kind of sitting in the shadows, she leans forward just enough for you to see that looks like probably pretty elderly for a halfling, and her robes are kind of disheveled. You see little tufts of white hair sticking out sort of pell-mell everywhere. And as she leans just very slowly into the light, you can see that her face is made up like a skull, but it also looks like it was makeup applied days ago with no, corrections or fixes to it. It's kind of, messy. But she just leans in and says, "The dam will soon break, and the energy will spill into this land forever." Then she leans back into the shadow.
See.
And he says, "Don't mind her."
That's not creepy.
Grandmother Halfling, is there more to your story, maybe?
He kind of leans in his look. "I'm not going to tell you not to talk to her.
Good.
But I am going to tell you that most people who do end up regretting it. She's useful to us, and we keep her fed. But she doesn't make sense most of the time. Just letting you know. I'm not trying to stop you. I'm just warning you. I don't think you're going to get much."
There's a grand many things that don't make sense to me. Most of them are way above my pay grade. But there's occasionally a thing that slips through that other folks who understand such matters find value in. I'd like to hear what she has to say.
It's going to be mostly more of that, but be my guest.
Grandmother Halfling, what do you fear so much?
It is not fear, but awe. For fear is an emotion useful only to protect you against something that might be defended against. There is no protection against the breaking of the dam.
This dam you speak of, is it already underway? Is the breaking started?
It is.
Anywhere near here?
It is everywhere.
Well, things tend to trickle in smaller waves and smaller stones first. Are any of the cracks nearby?
You travel with those who would tempt fate?
Fate's a funny thing. Fate suggests a certain certainty. If there's anything I've learned from traveling with these folks, is not to be too certain of what the future's going to hold.
The
Especially
fate touched will be eaten first.
Well, an interesting first course. Are you fate touched?
She leans back into the shadows and kind of pulls her hood down.
Interesting conversation.
So Grannis leans over and whispers in your ear, "Why don't we just show them what's wrong and see if they can help?"
I'm trying to see if they're worth talking to. Or
What's the harm in them knowing?
Cassia just kind of says, "I warned you. I mean, look, we appreciate having her around, but that's what she says when she talks."
Does she take your orders? If you were to say, tell her to do something specific.
More or less.
And she has abilities of magic?
Yeah?
What sort
Creepy
of
stuff.
Well, all magic's a bit creepy, if you don't mind my saying.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong.
Have you ever dealt with basilisks?
Yeah?
Did any of your people get turned to stone?
Well, it happens. It's a hazard.
And did you find a way to free them?
Well, usually you gotta find someone who's got the, spiritual magic or whatever. or get a good potion.
And
But it's expensive. I mean, it's like usually a lot of the work we do, it's out in the wilderness. I mean, you're going to try to carry a 400-pound stone statue back with you. These guys know what's up. We're mercs. We're not, looking to pay 10,000 gold to have someone de-stoned.
And grandmother halfling can't do that for you.
No, I don't think so. I mean, her thing is more like she can read your thoughts. She can like get inside your head, and she can weaken things. A lot of stuff like that. She can move things with her brain.
Can she counter spells that change your mind?
Maybe. I guess I'm not sure I understand. I don't know what you mean.
Can she protect people against having their mind changed?
I don't know. What do you think, Grantha? Can you protect people against having their mind changed?
And she just kind of whispers and says, "Minds will all be changed with the breaking of the dam."
Okay. But before that,
She just doesn't answer, and he's like, I'm thinking that's no.
That's a shame. Because I saw your outfit, a group of you, a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
You looked adequate, if not necessarily observant.
He's doesn't look like he's appreciating that.
I mean, a carcass like this just lying around, and you thought, well, whatever did this can't surely be anywhere near here, so must be free for the taking. That's a bold assumption. Not a great one, but a bold one, I'll grant you that.
We're on guard. It was going to waste. It was going to sit there and rot. What, we're supposed to wait 3 days and it's useless?
What are you guarding?
We're guarding ourselves while we harvest the hide of this thing.
Well,
We saw you coming.
You did the second time.
Whatever.
We
can take care of ourselves, all right? Look, we
I'm
don't
sure
want to
you
fight you guys. We're not looking for trouble. We already said this is your kill. We're not even going to argue about it. All we're saying is we saw a dragon laying around, no one claiming it. We figured we'd harvest it before it went to waste. We're saying it's yours, whatever. We'll move on somewhere else. I'm sure there's lots of good stuff here in the city.
You made a mistake, and just made a second one. On behalf of the group that's here, and my good friend Grannis, I'd like to inform you. The city is closed. It'll be open shortly, with a bit of maintenance. It's not for you to pick over or anyone else. And if you feel that is an error, then we can correct your mistake right now.
Want to make an intimidation check there for me, Lara?
Sure. I'm terrible at intimidation, but hopefully my speech is good enough to back it up.
dang. Can I help him roll with advantage by just being fearsome and snarling over his shoulder?
Yeah, okay. I'll let you do intimidation with advantage. Yeah.
Get in there. The second one wasn't as good, so that's a 17.
Okay. This guy kind of looks around, looks to some of his... he makes eye contact with some of his other guys and just kind of says, well, those are some mighty big words for such a little man. What if I were to tell you that we're closing the city and you should leave?
I may be forced to eject you. That's something I didn't plan to do when I had breakfast. You see, I usually like to have a little more protein in my stomach before, well, removing problems. We don't have to have a problem here, Captain.
We don't.
Your men can
You
all
can move
leave
on.
with everything intact. But
Let
we
us
have
do our
business.
thing. Stay out of our way. We don't have to have a problem.
Alaric, why don't we just light it up and show them What's going on?
I'd rather not waste it if we had to.
It's not a waste. We were going there anyway.
It's true.
Oh, you mean... Yeah. All right. We can show you that we know this city far better than you do. And that we have a lot of business here that you don't.
That's fine. Just leave us to ours.
As I said, you don't have any business here.
Well,
Come on.
that's not for you to decide. And, you know what? I'm starting to think maybe I'm not sure you deserve this dragon carcass either. We're trying to be polite here. We're trying to be friendly. You know, we're doing our thing. We're trying to be courteous to, you know, fellow soldiers, fellow adventurers, or whatever the hell you guys call yourselves. Look, you killed this thing. That's impressive, obviously. But, you know, we're no slackers ourselves. We can take care of ourselves. And believe me, we will take care of ourselves. And we're not leaving.
Well, then you'd best cause no trouble. And take nothing which you don't already own.
You gonna stop us?
Do I have to?
That's up to you, man.
This is what little folks are always like. This is why I normally don't deal with you guys.
Grandmother Halfling, your captain here has told me that you are able to read people's minds and judge perhaps their sincerity. Maybe even see the memory of this thing being felled. Would you care to enlighten your captain as to the truth?
She stares at you, and are you gonna make a? Do you want to resist the wisdom saving throw?
I'm going to focus my thoughts on the memory of what happened to the thing, but I'm not.
Well, I'm asking you to make a
her.
wisdom saving throw. You can choose to fail it voluntarily if you like.
Why don't I choose to fail it voluntarily? Then I don't look like a fool when I roll badly anyway.
I'm not sure I followed that.
I got a -1. That would probably be a bad roll to begin with. So
you're allowing it then.
I'm allowing.
You feel it's very unpleasant. You know that it's not happening physically, but on some sort of a psychic plane, what you feel like is that a pair of cold hands have lifted up your brain and are just sorting through it like it's a pouch of coins, and it's just
In another life, I remember
around through
tentacles.
And it's just, you feel her essentially just like rooting around in your brain, sorting through all of your different memories. And you do find the memory of the fighting the dragon come up, but then also your encounter with the spirit of Lake Elamon, your experiences with the various rifts, and so on. And then all of a sudden you're kind of just like back to yourself, and she's staring at you eyes wide and just saying, "Fate touched. They must be destroyed before they accelerate the breaking! Kill them!" And we're gonna roll initiative.
Yep.
At least we saw it coming.
Well,
All
there's
right.
always a chance.
So I just rolled a 20. Natural 20.
Nice.
So.
Getting lots of 20s tonight. So what does that make? What's the total?
22. You would think I would know this by now. Yes, 22.
All right.
It's only been over a year. Hasn't
15
changed.
for Archie.
All right.
9.
9 for Grannis.
20.
All right.
And 21.
Wow. All right. 21. Okay, let me switch us over to our map. And I'm gonna remove the. Okay. So, I think we had everyone kind of in a slightly different position here because you were actually talking to them, so they're not, unawares. Yeah, so this is the little halfling right here with the skull face. This is their leader right here. These are the various other soldiers. Alaric, you were definitely, up with this guy. Maybe more like this because you were kind of addressing the halfling as well. Nira, you were kind of, we'll say, maybe off to the side, like up here. And everyone else kind of just distributed around through here like that? Maybe? Or maybe,
Yeah.
Grannis, you were a little closer over here, perhaps?
Yeah,
You
I
were
was
assisting
like
with
right
the-
behind Alaric. Remember, I was being all imposing.
Yep. Okay. All right, so let's switch up our let's get us some battle music here. All right, come on.
So I'm actually surprised it went that way because I think if we would have lit the beacon tower and showed them where the giants are, I think they would have helped. But Alaric talked him out of it.
I love how you guys don't want to tell anyone any information until you come to a bunch of mercenaries and it's like, go, read my mind. See everything.
Yeah. All right. So Nira, you are first.
So I have a new toy that I want to play with.
Dun, dun.
And I think that and the ceiling is high enough that I can.
Oh yeah,
right? I
yeah,
think-
for sure.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
here. It's hundreds and hundreds of feet up.
So I'm going to call the lightning.
All right. So
gonna go
Nira
full-blown
conjures, as you guys have seen many times before, conjures this thundercloud column above the area here.
And let's see. So I'm curious about the mechanics of how this works. Specifically, like if I want to go.
So if you want to use your new ability to travel along it, you have to basically have it strike on your spot first.
Right. So I want to do that.
Okay. So as you guys watch, she reaches up, and as you've seen her call the lightning before, but this time, as the lightning strikes down directly onto her, channeling into her hand, the bright light of the flash makes you blink, and then she's gone.
I knew it.
And
Told you it was
so,
Clerk business.
yes, you are now sort of looking down upon all of this from the vantage point of the storm cloud, Nira. All right. Alaric, you're up.
I look sadly at the captain. Didn't really want it to come to this, but I suppose I can make it softer on you. And I will use one of my new tricks. As I clap my hands together, and whoosh, there are 3 of me as I cast mirror image.
Oh, sure, that's easy for
Ooh.
me to have an extra token for
For
you.
you to say.
Yeah, I should have
That's
warned you.
all right,
That's
that's all
about
right. That's okay. I'm gonna use a couple of spare tokens. Okay. There's it's 2 extras or 3 extras. Duplicates of you.
2, 3.
Okay. All right, so A2, A3, A4. Yeah, so now there appear to be 4 of Alaric, all kind of doubled up, all spread around there. All right, you know what? Let me zoom the camera in a little bit, since you guys, everything's not quite as spread out as it might have been if you had taken them by surprise.
That has got to be the weirdest, happiest sand lobster I've ever seen.
You think it looks happy?
It kind of looks like its eyes joyfully closed.
I'm actually
It has
kind of
no eyes
surprised
at all.
that there's no X's there, but
Well, it's because it has no eyes. No eyes.
It's awesome, by the way. I'm not trying to lower that at all.
No thanks. I was fairly pleased with how it turned out. Okay, so yes, you have created your duplicates
And as
kind of around you there.
Let's see.
Let me put circles on there. It's a little hard, not so hard to see. That doesn't help much, does it? Oh well. That's what.
And I'll use
that's you got.
my bonus action
All right.
to summon the dragon tooth dagger. So all
Okay.
4 of us appear with a dagger in hand.
All right. Yeah, you definitely got this guy kind of right in your face, and you see that he kind of frowns in concern, but does not look as startled as you might have hoped.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. He's a professional.
All right. Is that the end of your turn? Or
Yeah.
are you moving?
Nope.
All right. Amethyst, you're up.
So I'm going to I was trying to decide what I want to conjure. I'm gonna definitely conjure a critter or 2. I'm just trying to decide which one.
Okay.
Fill her map.
Huh? Are we in a cave? Like an actual cave? I'm not sure where we are at this point.
It is a cave, but it's a huge, like enormous
Oh, okay.
cavern, hundreds and hundreds of feet, and it's like a city that just has a hundreds of foot high stone ceiling over it, and then one end of this cave is open with an enormous mouth.
Okay. I'm gonna summon a rhinoceros.
Okay.
I love it when I get a reaction from Starla.
That I had made.
I just remember the last time you did the rhinoceros.
And it just fell right into the hole.
I gotta redeem it, right?
All right.
This one's
so,
gotta do better. Right?
Oh,
Well,
I'm sure it's very
maybe.
happy with this plan.
I think my CR level is a 2 for conjure animals right now. I'm just trying to make sure. I don't think it's gone
Well,
up.
the spell is this. I think it's. I mean, it's a spell that can cast a certain level.
Twice as many with a 5th level slot. I want 2
Well,
rhinoceros.
If you want to use your 5th level slot to do that.
I do.
All right. I hope you are ready with the rhino stats.
Ooh.
Or you want them-
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I have a handy app.
All right. Roll initiative for those rhinos.
Rhino 1, I'll call Beatrice, and she rolled an 18. Let me see if she gets anything. Yeah, she rolled an 18. I don't see initiative adds for them.
Yeah, the dex is -1. So. If you look the spell up on D&D Beyond, you can actually hover over the rhinoceros word, and it'll show you the stat block.
Okay. And so the second one rolled a 4. I'll name her.
Okay. Wait, no. Put them on the same initiative.
Okay, so all right.
The Rhino 1 and Rhino 2 are what was the number you gave me? The first
18.
One? 18. Okay. 18. All right, where did you want them to show up?
So I want one over by the one that's all the way to the far left. Oh wait, how far do I want it from there? Okay, so I want it 20 feet away so it can charge.
From where?
From the one on the furthest left, my left. I don't know
Like this
how
guy?
to describe. Up top.
What? This one?
Yeah.
Okay. What? So 20 feet. Which
From
direction?
him, from that
From
guy, so
him.
we can charge.
From
I
him,
guess-
but in what direction?
Gotcha.
Start towards me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, oh, I didn't even see the one that you pointed to. Okay.
There's one down here too. One.
My range is 60 feet for conjure animals, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40. I think I can get within 20 feet away from the one that you pointed out first, the one at the very bottom of the map.
This one here is up on top of a broken wall.
Oh.
Not on the ground.
Okay. So we're definitely fighting these guys, right, guys?
Yeah.
It seems
Yes.
like that is the decision. That is the path that you have gone down.
Okay, then the one by the dragon, then. The one that's standing over the dragon guts. Yeah.
Doggone difficult dialogue trees.
You could have let them just do what they were going to do. They were going to give you the dragon back and everything, but all right.
I never make the decision. I just go along with it once they've decided.
You guys put Alaric in charge. All right.
We
so
did.
It is actually
We need to
the
remember
Rhino's
this.
turn. It
And
is
we
actually-
still ended up the same place that Nero was going to take us.
I
So
was
I'm
gonna
just
say, we're
saying.
still murder
It
hobos.
is the Rhino's turn.
So the rhino's gonna charge
Okay.
straight toward them and hit with a gore attack.
Okay. Roll those attacks.
So first one is 26.
That hits. I'll say that's this one attacking this guy.
Okay.
Kaboom.
Oh, another. That's 24.
You rolled the 2 attacks.
Yeah, those were both attacks. I'm sorry. Yeah, you wanted the damage on the second.
Well,
on the
I
first
just mean, we can resolve one attack before we do the other. But those both hit.
Okay, so 2d8 plus 5. So 10 for the first one,
Okay.
and 11 for the second one.
Okay.
Oh, wait, 2d8 plus 5. So 16 for the second one, sorry.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. The rhinos charge into those guys and gore them.
Are you doing
Their big horns.
Are you doing the charge attack, Viv? Because there's extra damage on that.
I didn't pull up the stats, so you're gonna have to tell me what they.
Oh, the target takes an extra 2d8 bludgeoning damage. Thanks,
Yeah.
Mark.
So okay.
That's a lot of
why I asked
words
you
on
if
that.
You had the stats because I didn't look them up.
I have them.
Alright.
That is just a lot more words at the bottom. So another 2d8
Okay.
is 6. And then 8.
Okay.
And they have to make a strength saving throw.
Strength
All right.
saving. Yeah, DC 15 strength saving throw.
Okay. The first guy. First guy gets a 15. Second guy, 12. So this guy takes it, but this guy is knocked prone.
Yep.
I will
Yay!
turn the little guy sideways to indicate that.
Yay!
All right. That's the rhinos. Okay. It is now the little halfling's turn.
By the way, for the listeners at home that don't see the map, the rhino tokens are the cutest. Especially because one's got a smiley face and the other looks a little grumpy.
Yeah.
They've got personality.
I could add eyebrows to emphasize that. Okay, so but Grannis, you find
Yes.
this little halfling with her skull painted face, looks at you deep into your eyes and forces you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yikes.
Wisdom is not so good. Yeah, that's not so good. 8? Oh, wait. Sorry, I lied. I just went off my basic wisdom, not my wisdom saving throw. Sorry, that is 13. Is that any help?
Well, it's still not good enough. So, you are suddenly like your whole head is just filled with rage. Like the last time you felt like this was when you pushed over that pedestal and you were just wrecking everything. You destroyed the beacon. You just felt like smashing the whole world. And that's how you feel again right now. And the rest of you see on her head what looks like an iron crown forms around her head.
Uh-oh.
And then the little halfling hops down, and she is hides behind the
Uh-oh.
rocks there, and yeah, and so she is now basically like none of you have line of sight on her. So what that means, Grannis, is that it will on your turn. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But in the meantime, Archie, it is actually your turn first.
That's not scary at all.
Okay. So I cannot see her now. Great. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. I'm going to... I'm going to go ahead and cast Bane on the 3 soldiers. Right? Oh, I'm sorry, the captain's right there. Huh?
Yeah. So there's one. This is the captain, and then there's 2 of the other pikemen right here.
Crap. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about Grannis now. So yeah, I'm going to change this up. I'm going to cast Hold Person on Grannis.
I think that's a good idea.
I want to check something.
Oh wait, yeah, she's not.
Because, well, yeah. So,
Choose a humanoid.
yeah, I will. Yeah, so Hold Person would not work on Grannis. Period. And I'll say that you would know that, so I won't make you waste the spell.
Right on.
Yeah. What I was actually going to look up is to see if that spell would even have an effect when she is already charmed.
Gotcha.
But it doesn't matter because she's not a humanoid.
Am I a creature then?
You are a creature. Everyone's a creature.
Yeah, but I mean, like, for
the purpose of a spell would require like Hold Monster is the spell that would be the equivalent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
gotcha.
the monster.
Monster.
Okay.
That's
then
my
I'm
New
gonna-
Yorker coming out. I'm not a monster. I'm a monster.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cast Misty Step to go 30 feet, 15, 20, 30. I guess below where the tail is, like towards the table, where the halfling woman was.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say you when you have popped into your new location there, you can just see her hiding behind the rock.
And then I would like to cast Hold Person on her.
Okay.
Ooh.
That is a Wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yeah, it is. Wait. Because I think it might be Charisma.
Well,
I just
yeah. Let me
had
know.
it there. Where'd it go? There. Oh, it's right above the one I had open. Okay. Wisdom. Yes.
Okay.
16 DC save 16.
Wow, that's only a 6. So she is hiding there and kind of hiding behind the rocks, and then you reach out your spell and you see her continuing to in that crouched position, but you can feel that the spell has taken hold. And she is frozen in place.
Beautiful. And then I guess I'll go ahead and get right up in the face of the guy that's in front of me.
Okay, this guy?
Yeah, I can't take another action, but I'll be there, so
Alright.
hold his attention for a minute. That's it for Archie.
Okay. It is the pikeman soldiers, their turn now. This guy is gonna stand up and attack the rhino that just gored him. And he's gonna make 2 attacks with his pike. That's a 24 and a 23, which I think will hit. What is the rhino's AC?
It is 11.
Okay, yeah, this will hit then. Okay, and then that
40
makes- Huh?
45 hit points. So how much damage did
Well,
you do?
I haven't said the damage yet.
Oh, sorry.
He made the 2 attacks, and so those are going to each be that's going to be a total of 23 damage between the 2 pike attacks.
You said
alright.
23?
Yeah. And
Okay.
then this guy here is going to attack the rhino with his heavy crossbow, which is going to be only an 8, so he misses. All right. This guy here is going to attack the rhino that gored him. That's a 23 and a 19, so those both hit as well. For a total of that's only 15 slashing damage.
Okay.
Actually, is pike piercing damage? Doesn't really matter here, I think. If it comes up, I'll look it up, but otherwise it's pike damage.
Got it.
Okay. So that's those 2 guys. This guy, I think is going to... I think he saw you cast that spell. He's going to run up and attack you. He actually closes to only within 10 feet, but the pike has reach. And so he's making
Naturally.
he's making his 2 attacks at you. That's a 20, not natural. And then that last one's only a 7, so probably that one isn't. Oh, and that's only 4 slashing damage.
Okay.
For this guy. I think this guy is gonna hustle up here. Oh, make a Constitution saving throw, by the way, Amethyst. Concentration for your conjure animals.
Oh yeah, no. No, it
Well,
didn't.
what was it?
I rolled a 2.
Okay, well, yeah. So, unfortunately, even though it didn't do that much damage, it was enough that you lost your concentration and your rhinos. Oof.
Wah.
Yeah. These guys know how to fight magic users.
Thank you, Beatrice and Dahlia.
Beatrice and
I'll never forget you.
We'll have to bring them back at some time. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys. The one that Archie's right up next to is going to attack Archie.
Bring it.
That's a 15. Oh, and then a natural 1. Yeah, so he is unable to penetrate your armor. And then this one rushed up to try to help his boss, and so he's trying to attack Alaric. But remind me how your mirror image works.
So you declare the attack against me. I roll a d20 to see whether you attack me or one of my duplicates.
Okay.
And then if you attack a duplicate, you still got to hit it. If you do hit it, it goes away.
Okay. So go ahead and I guess do that roll. He's trying to attack one of you.
So it is a duplicate. I roll an 18.
Okay, and it disappears, or no, if he,
No, he
if
still
he
has to hit
hits it. Okay, so his first attack is against that duplicate, and he gets a dirty 20.
Yeah, that's enough. So one of the duplicates vanishes.
And he kind of laughs. He uses his second attack to attack one of the others.
Okay, he hits another duplicate, or possibly hits another duplicate.
Wow, it's the same roll. It's also a 20.
Wow. Okay.
Still, that's 2 attacks
those
that would have been on you.
Those
Otherwise,
would have been 2 crits. So
yeah. Well, not crits, so not natural 20, but just
okay.
yeah. So
still able to hit.
yeah, the dirty 20 is the way I've heard it called, like, to distinguish from a natural 20.
Yeah, that's true.
Say,
Gotcha.
20 with the modifier.
Okay.
20 total. Okay, that is all of the veterans. All right. Grannis, it is your turn. I would like you to make a melee attack against Alaric.
All right.
It's duplicate.
Oh, thank God. So I rolled a 2, but that's with a +9. So.
That's a miss.
All right.
Okay.
But Alaric, I think you notice that this enormous stone giant behind you takes her club and then slams it down, barely missing one of your duplicates.
That's not right.
Am I able to have the wherewithal to just say I didn't want to do that?
No, you are just filled with rage. You just like everything in the world now is responsible for all your problems. And
Wisdom saving throw?
well, yeah, in a second, but this spell is a little bit weird because it doesn't really make it clear. It says the target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against its creature other than itself that the caster chooses. But it says before moving. I think it gets to right. Okay, so it still gets to control where you move.
It does say that the target can act normally on its turn if it chooses.
Well, if you choose no creature.
Yeah, or none is within reach.
Right. Yeah. So
but if she's
I
stealth,
think
can she choose?
no. Yeah. So I'm going to interpret this as she is charmed. She's going to continue to attack who the caster chooses until she is able to resist the spell. That's how I'm going to interpret it. But it does make it clear that on each turn you have to attack before you can move.
My one question about that is if the caster has to choose my targets, if the caster is held, is the caster
She is
able to choose?
physically paralyzed, but she knew who she wanted you to attack when she cast the spell.
Okay. So I'm just going to keep going after Alaric as long as
Well,
he's in
for
there.
now. So, but in the meantime, you do get to make another wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oh, that's better. Is 19 good enough?
19 is good enough. You are able to resist the spell and shake it off, and you realize that you almost just smushed your friend Alaric with your club.
Sorry.
Are you mad at me or something?
So you guys see that this conjured crown has disappeared from her. All right. Okay, then that makes it Doke's turn, and he. What is he gonna do? Yeah, I think he's going to turn invisible.
Is he? Or is that blink spell going on?
No, this time he turns invisible. And then I don't think he has any bonus action spells. So yeah, he turns invisible, and Amethyst, you hear footsteps as he kind of hurries away. Okay, now it is the captain's turn, and he is going to be attacking you as well, Alaric. You are definitely the one who antagonized him.
I didn't antagonize him at all. It was that crazy witch.
So in any case, though, he is going to make 3 great sword attacks against you.
Well, let's see here.
So the first one
is against the illusion.
Okay. And that is a 25 to hit.
That destroys the illusion.
All right. You are out of illusions. And he, you see him kind of grinning as he looks down at you. And he has lowered the visor of his helmet. He's going to make a second attack now.
All right.
That is a 19.
I will use shield.
Okay. Your magical field deflects his blow, and he's kind of... and then he's going to do one more attack. And that's an 18, so I guess with the shield still up for this round, it still doesn't hit. Alright. Okay, that was his turn, so we're back up at the top. It is Nira. You have been watching this happen from your storm cloud.
I'm just a little black rain cloud. Let me see. So, do any of these guys have like crossbows? Like this
Yeah,
guy-
I mean, all of these guys have heavy crossbows. I mean, only this guy used it on this most recent turn, though.
Okay. So, coming back down, does that count as movement or action?
It is your action as you are using the spell to call the lightning again, and you will appear there, and then you still have your regular movement.
Okay. I wasn't sure how that worked. So, all I can do right now is come down. So, I am going to come down. Where am I gonna go? Between. There's like space between the body and the wing right there.
What, like
towards
here?
no, that that way. So that I would be diagonal of the guy on the wall there.
Oh, okay, like here?
No, further back, towards the.
Towards what? You have to.
I don't know how to bet it. Like where the wing
Nouns
is.
would help.
Between the wing and the head.
Here?
I guess.
Like here?
Keep going.
Like-
Back. Okay.
okay,
I don't know how to direct you on this.
Okay, well-
yeah, there, perfect.
Okay,
Exactly.
so striking there will not hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so okay. Does it do damage when I come down? Because
It's
like
like
I don't.
your call lightning spell.
Oh, okay. Well, then I want to hit that guy on the wall.
Well, that's kind of what I was assuming.
I didn't understand from the
So far
description.
away.
Yeah, I didn't understand from the description that it did any damage.
No, the lightning is as usual. You are just also traveling along it.
Oh, okay. Yes, then I'm gonna come down on that guy there.
All right. So do you want to land like which?
Monster truck
You
force.
can't land on top of him in his space. But you can. But it's a 5 feet. Within 5 feet of the point you choose. So what?
Right. So put 5 feet, like right in that corner there. So.
Okay.
You gonna do the superhero pose?
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually terrible on your knees.
All right. So now that we've sorted that out, it's a dexterity saving throw for this guy.
Yes. Dex 15.
Okay. That's a natural 20. I think he still takes half damage.
Yes.
All right.
If he takes does that get the pushback effect also? If he's only taking half?
When you do lightning damage, is I think how
Yes.
that's such
Okay,
a
so
weird.
it's-
It's kind of a. In some ways, I feel like it's a little bit of an overpowered trait, but what are you gonna do? That's what it is. And then I just gave you more lightning power, so it's not really a good look for me to complain about that. But yeah.
15 and 20. So it's a total of 20 plus, and it's half damage, so 10.
Okay.
And then he has to
Well,
save to see if he gets knocked back.
Well, okay. I mean, let's look at how that works, because this is your ability. At 6th level, when you deal lightning damage to a large or smaller creature, you can also push it up to 10 feet away from you. Period.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right.
Because I know he's got at least a 10-foot reach, so.
Yeah. So let me.
There he goes, okay.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
All right. Okay. Alaric, it's your turn.
Decisions. Let's see. So. What is my I'm the short guy.
You've got the Grannis at your back, but you've also got this captain who just tried really hard to kill you, and one of his pikemen also had stabbed in your direction.
Right. Oh yeah, he did too, didn't he? All right. Well, that doesn't seem fair. Captain, I stab at thee.
All right.
Let's see here. That is an 11.
Nope.
All right.
Blink.
I'm going to move towards the pikeman.
All right.
Okay.
Like that.
Yep. I stab
right.
at him. 20.
20 hits. Yep.
All right. And this is a sneak attack. No, there's another guy next to me. Shoot. All right. eventually. Let's see. So that's... Wow, that's the absolute minimum damage. 9 points of damage, one of which is poison.
Okay.
And let's see. I'm going to leave Grannis to play with these two.
All right.
And I'm going to move back diagonal up away from them 5 feet and then 20 more. And because I'm using my fancy...
In which direction now? From...
So down towards the grandmother.
Like that?
Yeah.
All right. That's your turn?
That is... oh, you know what?
I think you should have one less movement, right? Because you moved once to get here for your second attack.
And then 4 squares, right?
Well, you said one back and then 20 more, so
okay.
That
Sorry.
would be
So
here.
that would be there.
So so that's where you are.
Well, is that crater there?
It's not a crater; it's boulders.
It's boulders?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to dash and move towards.
Didn't you already use your? So okay.
No.
Your rakish disengage, doesn't it still? No, I guess it doesn't use your bonus action, huh? Okay, that's so weird. All right. So you also still have a bonus action you can use to dash.
Yeah, why not? So
right.
I'm going to move up to where grandmother halfling is.
All right. She is still crouched, just in the position she was when she ducked behind the boulders.
Okay, that's all I got.
All right. Amethyst, you're up. This guy just made you make your rhinos go away.
So I'm going to use both of my wild shape beast forms and instead turn into an air elemental and whoop his ass.
Nice. Guess what I've
Oh, what?
I guess summon druid. You're in trouble.
Where is your air? Oh, there it is. Alright, yes. Air elemental.
I look really skinny, don't I, guys? Don't I look slim?
Slendering form, you say?
I thought fire might be fattening
You
looking.
can squeeze
so
through a
good.
space an inch big, I think. In the.
Isn't that awesome? Yeah.
Size -10.
So I'm going to multi-attack this mofo right in front of me. So that's 2 slam attacks. So plus 8 to hit. So 26 for the first one.
That'll definitely hit.
And the damage, I'll roll that now because that's easier. I think that's 2d8 plus 5, so that's 8
Alright.
points of damage. And there's a lot of text that I hope Mark's reading at the bottom of it, but that's for whirlwind, that's for different attacks. So this is the second attack is 14.
14 misses, unfortunately.
Okay.
He's able to jump out of the way of that second slam.
Okay.
Alright. But he is also looking alarmed. Like, oh, I haven't seen that one. Alright. No more rhinos. I can take them off the list. Alright, it is the warlock's turn. Her hold person resist is at the end of her turn, is that correct, Archie?
That's correct.
Okay, well, so she can't do anything else until then, so she's going to go ahead and make that saving throw. And that's a 7, so still no. That's 2 really low rolls for her. She's not bad with wisdom, but that's I rolled a 2 and a 3 respectively.
Oof.
Yep, so she is still held in place.
Nice.
And I think, yeah, let's see how that's gonna go. All right, yep, that's her turn. So it's your turn now, Archie.
All right. I'm going to attack the guy in front of me with my long sword.
All right.
Let's see, what is that?
Smarter Master's happy in the chat because I confirmed she was a warlock, I think.
17 plus 8. So that's a lot.
That hits, yeah.
28 plus 6. 8 points of slashing damage. And Archie suddenly feels the vengeance flow through him as he now has improved Divine Smite, which means every single melee attack that hits, he automatically gets a 1d8 radiant damage bonus.
Nice.
Which is a 3. So 3 points of radiant damage.
All right.
And actually he's going to use, let's see, it's his first attack, but he's still going to use the bonus action to unleash Thunderous Might to increase it by another 2d6 thunder damage.
All right.
Which is 8 points of thunder damage.
All right.
But more importantly, he has to make a strength check, a DC 16 strength check, or be pushed back 10 feet.
A resounding blast resonates out from Archie's sword as he makes impact with this guy. Strength saving throw?
Yes.
That is a 15.
DC 16.
So push back 10 feet.
So
Is that
push
what you
back
did?
10 feet and knocked
Right.
prone.
So he, I'll just say he kind of gets pushed
Bowling?
past that guy. You know what? How about this? I will have the other guy make a dexterity saving throw, DC 10. And if it's lower than that, then he is also knocked prone. And that is an 8. So yeah, bowling. You knocked both of those guys prone. All right. So that's still really just your first attack, though, right?
Yeah, that's one attack. So then I would want to move up. I mean, I would like to move up next to the captain and smack him.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are.
And
These guys are prone. You can
opportunity,
yeah,
right?
I mean, you can kind of you sort of have to hop over this thing, but it's not overly difficult. If that's
and
what
then
you're
hit
doing.
him with my second
Yeah.
attack. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
All right.
But that's only a 12.
Okay. Yeah, 12 is a miss, unfortunately. This guy's got, full plate armor in pretty good shape. Looks nice.
Yeah.
But not like unused nice, but like high quality nice.
But hopefully now I have his attention.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Archie out.
Okay, so it is actually the veteran's turn now. These two guys are going to stand up and both attack you, Archie. They're each making 2 pike attacks. The first guy's attacks are a 7 and a 21.
It's
Alright, so the 21 is 9 slashing damage. And then the other guy's 2 attacks are 22 and an 8.
which misses.
And that's another 8 slashing damage.
Okay. So that one I like to do my my hellish rebuke.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna add my damage here first. Okay. Apply. Think. That's a second level spell. Okay. I was trying to remember what the damage was because it's been a while since I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
2d10. Okay. Which is 14 points
Alright.
of fire damage and wreath myself in fire.
Okay.
Which is my
I wrote down that guy took some damage. Trying to okay, you know what, I'll just alright. Okay.
So yeah. So when my flames of Phlegoris, when I caused fire damage, I am wreathed in flames.
Ooh.
And when people make melee attacks, they get 1d4 fire
Okay.
for touching me.
Do they have
For
to be
deigning
within 5
to
feet
touch
of you?
me.
Don't touch me.
Oh yeah, within 5 feet of you.
Yeah, okay.
That hits me. Right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Melee only.
Okay, so that is so those two veterans have had their turn. This guy is going to run up, and these two are going to be attacking your air elemental, Amethyst. So what is your AC as an air elemental? Oops. Jeez. Camera off muted for the moment, so maybe we'll come back to her in a minute. In the meantime, I think this guy is running down here to try to see what's going on with the halflings. 10, 15, 20, 25. And he sees you, Alark, and he's going to attack you.
Oh, what do you go do that for?
That's a 24 to hit.
The 24 will hit.
And a 17?
17 misses. The shield's still up.
Alright. So the 24 does 5 slashing damage. Alright, now go ahead and roll the attacks on the air elemental, which I can also look up.
Its AC is 15.
Okay. So that's a 14. That misses. 17. 8. And a crit. So of the 4 attacks, that's 2 misses, 1 regular hit, 1 crit.
Okay. Are his attacks magical?
No.
Okay. She has resistance against.
Nice. Okay. So then it's going to be, the damage is going to be would be 4 for the regular hit, and then
Is that halved already?
oh, hang on. So it would be a total of 18 halved to 9. Yeah. So when she returns, we'll let her know she has taken 9 HP off of her air elemental form. All right. That is all of the veterans. Grannis, you're up.
All right. So, just in front of me,
Regular soldier with the pike, and then the captain right there, but they seem to be focusing on Archie at the moment.
It's okay. I don't need them to focus on me. I'm going to go after that captain.
All right.
And yeah, because I can't see the warlock, can I?
No, not from where you are.
Okay, I'm gonna go after
She's
him.
a small creature ducked down behind the rocks.
Oh, natural 20
Yeah.
with my great club.
All right.
Oh, that's nice. So that'll be 68. Okay, so that is 3 ones. 15 points of damage plus 6 is 21.
Well, you rolled 68 and only got 15.
Yeah, I got 3 ones.
All right. Well, so 21 total, you said?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Shoot. And you clock him, and he sort of rocks to one side, and you can see he's sort of paying more attention to you now.
I get a second hit. I get a second hit.
Yep. Go ahead.
That is 21.
Okay. 21 does hit.
I assumed as much. Alright, so that is 6 is okay, so that's another 15.
Okay.
With half as many dice.
That including your strength bonus?
Well, she's
Yeah,
using
it's
NPC
all on my
stats,
stats
so
here.
she
Yeah.
has
Okay.
monster block, stat block, so
Yeah.
it's all added in.
I do better when I'm throwing rocks,
It's
but
a
I get to hit twice with this.
stone giant
Right.
speciality.
Just grab them and throw them then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so that is your turn for now. Are you going to move at all?
Are there any rocks around?
Well, there's a pile of rocks right here.
Okay,
As a
I'm
matter
gonna
of
step
fact.
close to them.
Okay. I'm gonna say to get here, you get an opportunity attack from the captain.
That's okay.
That was cocked. That is a 20 with the modifier. So
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
yeah. So he does. Let's see. Um, 22 slashing damage
All right.
as you go by. All right. It is Doke's turn. And Amethyst. Oh, did you, Viv? Since you're back, Amethyst took 9 hit points damage from Pike's attacking elemental form. Okay, but now these two guys here, all of a sudden from the air behind them, with advantage, he is rolling his Scorching Ray attack. So that's +6 with advantage on the, so he's gonna basically direct all of them at, 2 of them at one guy and 1 at the other. That definitely hits. That's gonna hit too. Yeah. And then, yeah, all 3 of those hit. So, where did I just... Scorching Ray. Yeah, so these 3 Scorching Rays emerge out of thin air, striking these guys in the back and doing 8 plus 6, 14 fire damage to the number 3 here. And 4 fire damage to the other guy. Alright. Okay. That was Doke's turn. He does not reappear because his spell is Greater Invisibility. But now it is the captain's turn.
We had skipped Viv before when she was away.
No, her turn was before the warlock.
Okay.
Yeah, I took a
We've
turn.
got a lot of...
Okay.
Yeah, she turned into the air elemental on. And
The one she skipped was when they attacked her.
Oh, the attack. Got
Yeah.
just the damage. Gotcha.
Yep. Okay, so it is the captain's turn, and he has advantage on you with one of his other guys also in melee with you, Archie. And so he is rolling 3 great sword attacks against you. That would have been a natural. It was a 1 and a 20. So that's a. That's a 32 slashing damage from the first attack. And then that's a 27 to hit.
Yeah.
16 slashing damage with that one.
Okay.
And that's still only a 16 even with advantage. So I think that last one misses.
That one misses, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Each of the ones... So I gotta do the 1d4 fire damage for the ones that hit me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Which is 4 and 2, so 6 points of fire.
All right.
And then the hellish rebuke would have been in response to.
You used that already this round.
Oh, same
You
round.
used that-
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yep. But he takes 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fire damage. All right. Does that fire around you last how long?
It does not say, does it? Okay.
Well, look that up. And in the meantime, it's Nearest turn again.
Okay.
Long
So
combat,
that guy
got a
that's
lot
on
of
the wall
stuff in
didn't
the
do
room.
anything?
Oh, you're right.
End of your next turn.
I never had him do his attack. You're right. At that, so he did get up when I did the veteran's attack. I didn't do that, so he did get up and come at you with 2 pike attacks.
Should have kept my mouth shut.
That's a crit. That first one,
Ooh.
and then the second one is an 18.
That will both hit.
All right.
But
So thank you for being honest though about that. And then he gets. Oh, okay. That's 21 slashing damage from the first one.
oof.
And then
That's definitely do more damage than us.
only 4 damage from the second one though. And he's doing that at 10 feet.
I would also like to use my Wrath of the Storm.
I want to double check.
That's on a.
Because it is when a creature within 5 feet of you hits you with an attack.
Oh, I thought it was just a melee
No,
attack.
I'm looking at it right now. When a creature within 5 feet of you that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to cause the creature to make a dexterity saving throw. Yep, that's one of the reasons that reach weapons are cool.
Yeah.
It would have been, I think, the same thing with Archie's Hellish Rebuke, except that the guy was actually within 5 feet of him. So.
Okay.
All right.
So it's my turn
yeah,
then?
So now it is your turn. That was that guy attacking you.
Right.
So now it's your turn.
All right. Trying to think what I want to do here. Yeah, we'll smack him with the lightning. I mean, I've got it up.
Smack him with the lightning.
So
Yeah, why
right
not?
now, are you're having it just attack on him?
Yes.
Okay. All right. He's gonna make a dexterity saving throw.
Nira, can you make the
13.
lightning actually do the smack?
He had to beat 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish. Not yet.
All right. Well, roll the damage.
3d10. Make sure I got the right dice. $14. I had to math.
Okay. All right. So he takes 14
And also gets
lightning
knocked
damage.
back.
Yes. I'm gonna just still only move him 5 feet back and say he's hitting a wall right there, just so he's not going off the map.
Okay. And so for movement, I'm gonna hop down off the wall and go closer to the dragon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll go over one more. Yeah. There. That's
All
good.
right. Great. Alaric,
Oh dear. See, I've been waiting for a while.
face to face with this paralyzed warlock, but also you got one of these pikemen just stabbing.
Yeah, I'll deal with both of them. First of all, the warlock, I got a plan.
All right.
I smile at the pikeman as I reach into my bag and grab a rope. I then proceed to take the warlock's robes and pull them up over their head so they can't see anything. Then tie them up in a hog tie fashion.
All right.
That should
Make
be my two
a
actions, my 2 attacks.
make a sleight of hand roll.
Is that an advantage?
To do
'cause
that
it's not
while
moving?
a guy is threatening you with a pike.
Do I get advantage because the thing's not moving? Or boldness? My rakish audacity?
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Because who knows what'll happen. that's really terrible. That is a 9, sadly.
Okay. Yeah. So I think with this guy's pike in your face, you're not able to get as so you've kind of got her rope pulled up over her head, but you're not able to secure it with a knot.
That's a start. Let's see. Was that an attack or was that my action?
That's an action.
Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action.
Use an object is what I would call that.
Okay. I don't have the road level
hands,
yet enough to have that as a bonus
action.
I
think that's a thief feature.
Yeah, I don't think I get that one. Well, actually, I haven't chosen. No, wait, I haven't. Anyway, never mind.
Yeah, you're an arcane trickster.
That's true. And I am trying to be tricksy. So I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage.
All right.
And I'm going to stare at the guy as I move towards him. Actually, I'll take one step forward first, then disengage.
All right.
And I'm going to move around him. And then if I can get, let's see, 1, 2, 3.
That's
4,
3 squares already.
So I can get 2 more?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm going to keep my eyes on him and kind of have him watch following me. So at least he can't undo the work I've already done.
Okay. All right. You've definitely got his attention.
Let's see. We're early enough in this, I could do this. Yeah. Since you went through all the work to actually make those things, I'm going to do an action surge. And I'm going to cast, once again, Mirror Image.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, because I went to all the trouble of taking little paper circles and writing A1, A2 on them. I think the look on this soldier's face when you do that is kind of like... just kind of like, oh, man. All right. Okay. Now, Amethyst.
Combat strategy.
It is your turn again. These guys are trying to stab you with pikes.
So, what kind of damage do they inflict? Because I'm actually immune to some kinds of damage.
You're, I believe,
resistant.
You're resistant to non-magical slashing damage, so we halved the damage that you took.
Okay.
So the 9 that I mentioned was already reduced.
Sweet. So I think that if I move into the space with one of them, that it'll cause mayhem for them. So I'm going to move into the space with the guy right in front of me.
You're actually large. You can move in and cover both of them.
Yeah, you can do that.
Can I? Ooh, let me do that then. Okay, so then that is...
Whirlwind? That's what you're looking at?
Whirlwind, yeah.
Cool.
So they have to make a DC 13 strength saving throw.
Reap me, motherfuckers. No. Okay. I don't want to put that on you necessarily. Dexterity, you say, or strength? Strength.
Strength.
Okay, so first one is an 8.
Ooh.
The other is 17.
Yeah. Okay. So on a failure, target takes 3d8 plus 2.
Okay.
3.
Oh, yeah, you roll that.
So 10, 16, 18 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And
that guy is looking pretty hurt.
Yeah, and he's flung 20 feet away in a random direction, knocked prone.
Okay, let me roll for direction here.
Go for the dragon.
No, we want wall or floor. There's more damage.
Oh
wait, no, there's more. Ooh.
He's 20 feet, you said?
Yeah, 20 feet.
Just to keep him on the map, I'm going to say he ends up right there. Right there.
Right where?
Oh.
Okay. So he hit
move the map because Nira's guy pushes him the other way.
But it's floor, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he takes another 1d6 bludgeoning damage for every 10 feet it was thrown. So 2d6, is that right?
Yep.
This is fun. So that's 6.
All right. Yeah, that guy is looking really hurt.
That's awesome. I wish it had hit another dude. I gotta try and aim for another dude next time.
The other dude succeeded, so he only takes half the damage and doesn't get flung. But he still takes damage.
So 9 then?
Yes. And then I get to. Do I still get to slam? Do I still get to do the multi attack, or did that count as it?
Whirlwind is instead of multi attack.
Okay, cool. That's fun. I threw a guy. Always wanted to throw a guy.
All right. The warlock, robe over her head, it still gets to make a saving throw to try to resist the resist this whole person that's still on her. Dude, that's a 10. She says 3 low rolls in a row for her.
I've got another chance.
All right. Yeah. Archie, you're up. Wait. Okay, wait a minute.
Oh.
You've taken damage, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, and I took a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I took 30-something points.
Uh-huh. So, you want to make... Okay, because we didn't keep track of exactly what it was, I'm looking for 3 Constitution saving throws that are all above 12.
Okay. What's my save? First one's 11, so hey.
Okay, so yeah, unfortunately she's no longer paralyzed. All right. Technically speaking, we'll retcon that she hadn't fully recovered from it yet when Alaric was doing his thing, even though the damage was prior to that. But that's fine. So she's trying to get her robe down back over her head. It wasn't tied, though. I don't think it takes a whole action just to have rope. I think if you had managed to tie it, I would have had her struggle more with it. Besides, I'm pissed that she was paralyzed for so long. So there we go. She is going to look up at you, Grannis, who is now like towering over the rocks at her.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to look at you and point, and you're going to make a strength check. Not a strength saving throw, a strength check.
Strength check. Okay, well, that's a 20, dirty.
All right. You find that you're, like, some force is starting to try to lift you off your feet, but it's not quite able to take hold yet. So, no effect on you yet, but you
But I could feel that something was happening.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And then she is going to run this way. 2, 3. I think then she sees Nira. 4, 5 comes actually going to go right there. All right. That's her turn. Archie, you're up.
Okay. I have so many spells that are concentration based. So I was like, okay, I can't do any of these because they're all concentration. Because I'm still holding her.
Yep.
Oh, silly. Of course not. I'm going to go ahead and cast haste upon myself.
Okay.
And attack the captain in front of me.
All right.
Oh, wait. Haste takes an action. That gives me another action. Okay, but it can only be attack, right?
Right.
Yeah. Dash, disengage, hide, use subject. Okay, so yeah, I'll attack him. And that's only a 16.
Okay.
Which is
16,
not going to
glances
crack
off
his
of his armor.
plate.
Yeah. All right. I think because you do have an attack action, you still have your extra attack as part of the attack action. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Number 2. Natural 20.
There you go.
Do. Okay, so we're doing the normal one. 9 and 15 points. Plus my new extra radiant. 4 points radiant damage.
All right. So what was the total? I think you get to double the radiant too, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was 4 points radiant. I'm sorry.
So it was. Oh, sorry. It was. So the first one was 9, 10, 11. So the first one was 15.
Okay.
And then 10 radiant total.
Okay. Okay. All right. This guy's still doing okay, but he's definitely taken a couple of significant blows here.
That's all I can do.
All right. These. Did you look up to see how long your flame thing lasts?
It was till the end of my next turn.
Okay, so it's now.
Ends now. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, these two guys are actually. Yeah, you know what? Those two guys are just gonna continue to attack you with their pikes. That's a 10, a 21, a 17, and a 9. So I think that's only one hit.
21 hits. Yep.
That's 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's these two guys. This one is attacking wildly to try to get where he thought Deke was, but he's attacking at disadvantage because he can't see him. He does stand up. That would have been a natural 20, but instead it's an 11, so he misses. This guy is going to try to get out from inside Amethyst and make 2 pike attacks.
Phrasing.
19 and 8. So I think the first one hits. And that would be 12, but it's going to only be 6. All right. Now, these two guys. This guy is going to stand up. I don't remember if he was actually prone or not. He is going to actually look at you, Alaric, but he saw also that the warlock ran away, and he's actually... yeah, I think he's going to try to sort of get himself like in between you and then take a couple of swings at you with his pike.
All right. Oh, lucky first swing. He hits me.
Okay.
Well, possibly.
Well, it's a 17.
You know what? I think I'll use a shield again.
All right. Boing. All right. Second attack is a 22.
That would have hit me. Actually does, because I only have a 21. So yeah, that hits.
Okay. So do you roll again for the duplicates for the second attack?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Okay.
I rolled a 1, so it didn't,
Okay.
didn't hit.
Okay, so that one would be 10 slashing damage.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, and then this guy who was way down here is going to hop down off the wall and run over to help his friend. He's also going to attack you.
Wow. Isn't that rude?
Alright, that would be a 10, so it's going to miss regardless.
Yep.
That's a 19.
Okay, that's going to bounce off my shield.
Alright, boing. Alright.
I don't know why I
Wow,
love that
so
sound effect so much.
So between 4 attacks, well, I guess you took some damage. So I was going to say
Yes.
you didn't take out any of your duplicates, but all right, you took some damage though. So
The
okay, that's all
duplicates aren't
veterans.
standing in the way anymore for some reason.
Grannis, you're up again.
All right, so I'm gonna take my rock.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pick up a rock rather, and I am going to hurl it at a little skull face over there.
Okay.
Okay, and that is plus 9. 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. And then, since it's a rock, I'm using 4d10.
Yeah. And she makes a strength saving throw to avoid being prone, I guess. Right?
Yep.
It's only a 3. So she's definitely going to be prone.
18. And 27 plus 6. Yeah, so that's 33.
Okay.
And what was her strength
30.
saving throw?
It was a 3, so it failed.
Great.
Alright. Okay. That is your turn. Are you going to move or anything?
No, there's a rock pile right here. Why would I move?
Okay. It is Doke's turn, and he is going to... let's see. I think Scorching Ray worked pretty well for him last time. Actually, you know what? He is actually going to cast... Yeah, he's going to cast Scorching Ray on this guy who just tried to stab him with the pike. And that's a miss even with advantage from invisibility. From the first ray anyway. Wow. That's 4 rolls now that are all too low to hit.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
that'll do it. 21. Yeah, okay, then 24. Yeah, okay, so that the last one hits. And it does 5 fire damage. And that guy falls over dead.
Nice.
Well. Alright, that guy's dead. No. Okay. That's Doke. Okay, it is the captain's turn, and he takes a look around and appraising the situation, and he says, Grentha, do the thing!
Oh, shit.
And in the meantime, he is disengaging from you, Archie, kind of going around this way to get up next to her.
I hope the thing
And
any
he helps her stand up.
Ah.
Does Chooch get an opportunity attack?
No, 'cause
well, he
he
disengaged, so he
disengaged.
couldn't.
Duh.
Yeah.
I heard most of
For
those
them
words.
Yeah. That was his turn. Nira, you're up.
Okay, so first I'm going to be honest, and I did not make a concentration roll for after I got hit for keeping the lightning.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't remember how much the damage was. Do you?
Yeah, it was like 21.
Okay, yeah, so roll a constitution saving throw. We're looking for 10 or better.
Well, I rolled a 17 without
Okay,
any
yeah, you're fine.
bonus. Okay. And next I am going to apologize to everybody
Uh-oh.
and move forward 2 squares
Okay.
and cast Destructive Wave.
Okay.
Oh, cool. I'm air. I wonder what it's going to do.
Well, it's going to hit. It's within a 30-foot radius of me.
Okay.
So
30-foot radius, huh? Okay.
yeah, it says each creature I choose within 30 feet of me. Okay, so cool.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't even have to apologize.
All right.
Isn't life better when you don't have to apologize?
Yeah.
Destructive wave doesn't only the ones you choose, huh?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Wow,
Each creature
yeah.
I choose within 30 feet.
Nira's like, I'm not used to not having to
All
apologize.
right.
I'm really not. Okay, so
Well,
that
5th
is
level
a
spell. Okay, yeah, sure.
yeah,
Okay.
that is a Constitution
Okay.
15 or better.
All right, so within 30 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's
That's
everybody.
Get it, girl.
Okay, so Captain first.
I'm not saving against that. That's
Yeah. Captain first got 18. Go ahead and figure out what the damage is going to be, but first let me. But I'll be figuring out who succeeds, who fails. Captain succeeds. Warlock. Warlock gets a 5. That's going to be a fail. And then we've got 5 remaining of these soldiers here, so they're going to get. I'm going to go in order from like numerical order, so 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1. Okay. 2. 2 is a 16. 16 good enough to pass, I think?
Yeah, it has to be 15 or better.
Okay. That's a fail. 21 is a success. 2 is a fail. Okay, so the captain and 2 of the soldiers succeeded. The rest failed.
All right, so everybody is going to take, or half of it, so either 18 or 9 thunder damage, and then 25 or 12 radiant damage.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me. This is a lot of creatures to deal with here. So
I should have added those together, but
They might have resistances.
okay. Then,
Yeah, you have no idea what Grantha has resistance to.
I was hedging my bets with radiant because it could have been necrotic. So
But you're the happy cleric.
the sparky cleric.
Yeah, Sparky's more accurate.
Okay.
I glitter in a bad way.
Okay. This guy is dead. That guy is very hurt. So yeah, that guy's dead. This guy is very hurt. 4. This guy is dead.
Also, the ones that took full damage will be knocked prone.
This guy is dead.
If any of them live. They're prone.
She's still gonna get to do the thing, so.
Very prone.
2, and then this guy succeeded, so that's only. Yeah. Okay. So so that guy. All right. Sorry. Hang on. Okay. Okay. The captain and the warlock are both still up, although the warlock was knocked prone. And then 2 of the other soldiers. Coincidentally, these 2, just by sheer coincidence, those are the 2 that are still up. But yeah, that was a powerful spell, for sure.
Nice.
This
What was that
wave of
called?
Thunderous divine force.
That was destructive wave.
Sweet.
All right.
I used that only once before, and that was Zorath when he killed Amethyst. So.
All right, Alaric.
Well, that changes a lot of things.
Yeah.
I was surrounded, now I'm not. That's pretty cool.
You are welcome.
I still say something weird with you. All right. I'm going to. I can't really see where I am, but I think I'm within 5 squares of grandmother halfling.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. You
Okay.
could get up to her.
I'm going to run up to her.
All right.
And she's looking bad, or
She's pretty rough, yeah.
okay.
And prone.
And prone. Oh yeah, prone part's kind of fun because that gives me advantage, which gives me sneak attack if I can hit.
Yep.
Finally. All right, let's see if I can hit the lady. I believe that's going to be hit. Let's see. That's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Right. That will be sneak attack, which just go up. No, it did not. Oh, well, it's still a bunch. Yeah. Oh, that's better than usual. That's 21 points.
She's dead.
Yeah.
But this is why I was asking.
Yay!
I choose to make a non-lethal final strike.
Ah!
With the butt of your dagger.
Yep.
She is out like a light.
She knows something. I want to find out what that is.
All right.
For my second attack,
All right.
I will turn to the captain. This could have been avoided had you just cleared off. And that is a 24 to hit.
Okay. 24 does hit.
Or
He's still looking pretty good, by the way.
11 points of piercing damage. Oh, actually, 11 and 6 points of poison. And I can move no further, so I am going to stay there.
All right. Amethyst.
The two guys in front of Archie, or between Archie and Grannis, the one on the right side, I'll go to that one because there's what, 3 dudes left now?
Yeah. The captain, the warlock is unconscious, and then these 2 guys.
If I were to do a multi-attack, do they have to be on the same dude?
Nope.
So I want to get in between those 2 guys that are standing next to each other, and I want to slap them both.
All right.
Lots of
You
slapping
can-
happening.
You can
tonight.
also roll to recharge your whirlwind to see if that happens.
Well, you get to do that regardless.
Yeah.
You roll a d6 to see if you can do whirlwind again, if you want.
Oh, yeah, let me do that.
And it's a 4 through 6, so you get chance.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah. So
Not
you
yet.
can't do whirlwind again, but you can still
Okay.
do your slam attacks.
So I shall slam.
All right.
First one is
Slam.
sadly only a 10.
Okay, that misses.
And then the other is a 17.
17 is exactly what you need to hit.
Short. And then that is 2d8 plus 4. So 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. All right.
I got to slap 2 guys. I always want to do that.
Okay. Warlock is unconscious. Archie, you're up.
All right.
You've got these 2 guys that are sort of embedded within Amethyst's air elemental form. Both look pretty rough, but one of them is, death is imminent. The other one could maybe take another hit or 2.
Sure. I am first going to lay hands on myself. Basically all of it.
That
55.
sounds dirty.
And,
You're only supposed to do that in private, Archie.
Oh, really?
You know, when you're in your room or the bathroom.
You gotta go to the little tieflings room for that.
Okay, so brings me back up to 78 points.
I am 6.
And I'm gonna charge straight to the captain.
Okay. Hop over this little the tail,
Mhm.
tip of the dragon tail. All right. Yep, he's there.
And unleash. No, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to use my bonus action on swear a little oath to my the spirit of vengeance.
Okay.
To vow of enmity, so to give me advantage on this fool.
All right.
For the next minute. So, first sword attack is a 20.
That hits.
And the second one rolled out of the thing is 19.
Okay. Yeah, so both of those hit.
Sweet. Got 14, 27 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And another 5 points of radiant damage.
Okay. This guy's looking pretty rough now.
Wham, wham. And yeah, my other action was healing myself, so that's I can only do 2 attacks. So that's it.
All right. Okay, that is your turn. Let's see. I think these 2 remaining veterans here are gonna disengage out of your air elemental amethyst, and they're gonna try to run. Get this far. They're both looking pretty rough.
Oh, the rejection.
Yeah. Grannis, your turn. These guys are running. They both look very wounded. The captain is also looking extremely wounded now. The warlock is unconscious on the ground.
I'm going to throw a rock at the captain.
Alright.
I'm not going to pick off the wounded because they're not important.
Alright.
I'll pick off the captain. Okay, and that's with a +9, 21.
Yeah, you crush him like a tin can. Dead.
So I don't even need to roll damage.
No, he's almost gone.
Okay, awesome.
Loot the bodies!
Tie up the warlock.
Grannis is still pissed.
These guys are running. Are you going to just let them get away?
Meh. Well, you know what? Whose turn is it right now?
Well, so it would. So since the captain is dead, it would be Doke's turn next. But I think you guys hear him basically come up near you, still invisible, and just say, "So that happened."
I'm just pointing out.
So
I've still got lightning.
It'd be your turn again, Nira. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna strike one of them dudes with the lightning.
Well, you can hit both of them technically.
Sweet, do it.
All right.
You do it. Roll it.
They have to beat a 15 dex.
All right. They are gonna. One of them fails for sure. Yeah, 14 is the best the second one can do. So that's both fails, huh? All right.
So that is that's a 9. 14 and 9 is 23.
Okay.
Back to the 6 again.
You know, we did
So
warn
one
them.
of these guys is dead.
Crispy.
Yeah, the other one is wounded and kind of staggered, but still running. I think at this point, Doke kind of says, "But they're running away."
Yeah, I can chase them.
I didn't start this.
Your friends are mean.
I've got 60 feet of movement.
All right.
God.
So
Murderous.
Jesus. What happened while I was gone, you guys?
I'm a paladin of vengeance.
Gets a little itchy.
It's only been like 8 hours since y'all killed the dragon. Bloodthirsty.
Technically, it would be Alaric's turn.
I'm gonna do what I was gonna do before, which is tie her up. Actually, I'll check to see if I can stabilize her.
All right.
It could just
Well, I mean,
over.
she's unconscious. A non-lethal blow
Okay.
makes her unconscious, but
Okay.
still.
Yeah, I'm just going to tie her up, and I'm
All
going
right.
to cover her eyes as well so she can't see.
Okay.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah. Amethyst.
Because
returns.
most spells are like, creatures or things that you can see. So
Oh, yeah.
that's good.
Who's injured?
Like,
Alaris, Mira,
I'm only down 22 points, so don't worry about me.
You're down 22. Oh, well, you've probably got a
I
ton.
have 126 total, so.
So I'm going to cast, I've got a 60 feet range on Mass Cure Wounds. I think all of us are in it.
Okay.
Do I have to change out of elemental form?
19.
I can't remember if I
cast
can
a spell,
cast.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'll change out of elemental form.
I like what that did to your hair.
Talk about bedhead, baby. So, 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius sphere centered. Each target regains points equal to 3d8 plus 7, 10. My spellcasting modifier, which I think
I've misplaced
Yes.
my regular token.
Ooh, where's my spellcasting modifier?
It's wisdom. Your wisdom modifier.
Wisdom. Okay. Wisdom.
I have your old
3.
token. That's all I have, like right this second. So I'll have to
Okay.
um,
Cool.
find where I put it.
So 17 points of healing.
Nice.
— 17.
17.
More than I needed.
Cool. Thank you very much. I could have cast that spell, but then I couldn't use Greater Restoration on Cleric Lady once we get inside. Which eventually we're going to get there, so.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Amethyst's turn. Archie, you'd be up next.
Yeah, so I'm gonna chase that fool down.
If you dash, you can get up to him.
Well, I'm
you're right,
hasted.
you're right,
So
you
yeah, I've
are.
got 60 feet of movement.
All right, yeah. This
Yeah,
guy
you're
is
corporal.
wounded enough. We don't even have to mess around with rolls. If you're just going to cut him down, he's dead.
Sergeant, yes. Where's your commitment?
Oh my god. Murderous hobo.
I feel you, Archie. We're on the same wavelength here.
He's a merc. There's no commitment if you're not getting paid.
All right.
Alright, so
Yep. So we're no longer in initiative.
I'm gonna start rifling through pockets.
That did not go the way I hoped it would.
So maybe the next time we try to warn somebody, instead of just saying we killed this dragon, maybe we should say we killed this dragon and our allies are so ruthless that they won't let you surrender again.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what the grandmother halfling saw. She seems to know more about what's going on.
No,
Curious about what the
she's
thing is.
nuts and fissure touched.
Hey,
Is that, can we call it that now?
I like
Because-
I like that a lot.
Because what's her face, the stone giant, she was like nuts too.
Yeah.
You
We'll just call him fissure touched.
Well, no, Faye. She
So she was
specifically
technically
I
right.
touched. In fairness, we've had bad experiences with letting people go in the past.
That is true.
I mean, that was the whole thing with the hatching phoenix, wasn't it? Wasn't that the one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If
Oh,
the
yeah.
captain had a bit more honor,
That was-
otherwise.
Would news of that have made it all the way out here? I'm assuming no, right?
Maybe a little bit.
Hobgoblin army.
From, travelers might talk about it in a tavern or something, but it's certainly not public knowledge the same way that it was over in the other
Okay.
area.
So Grannis is just going to look at them confused because I'm thinking she really didn't care because it was about little people.
Doke might have a better chance of knowing, given he's hangs around in town. But
Incidentally, you guys still don't see Doke. He is not returned visible.
yeah, where is he?
Doke? Doke?
Are you all right?
Okay.
Doke?
Uh-oh.
I'm
Nope.
okay. Kind of mutters. You can hear him kind of off a little ways away.
Oh, good.
Oh, thank goodness.
Can't see where you are, so.
Grannis
no
puts a rock down.
You were hurt or anything. Are you hurt?
No.
That's not a happy tone, though. I can understand why.
You can see or rather, you can hear he's kind of over generally in the direction of the one that he killed with the scorching ray.
Grannis drops her rock and moves over to where she heard Doke and says, we didn't want to do it, and it should still bother you. By the way, she's saying this in Stone Dragon. Stone Dragon? Jeez. Stone Giant, whatever.
Language.
Stonish.
But, Doke, it was...
Killed the ones
At that
were
point,
still
it was...
running away.
Hmm?
They killed the ones that were running away.
I know. I don't like that at all. I'm right there with you. I don't understand these friends of yours.
Kinda
one hand they
thought
help.
what was cool about this was that they were wanting to help people, but like, I guess they still want to help your people, so I don't want to just leave, but
It felt very petty about getting into a fight over...
I mean, yeah, like these
Of
guys,
course.
they weren't nice, but they're just looking for treasure. I mean, we just walked right up on them and said, "Go, leave." I don't feel like we showed them anything that justified them feeling like we deserved it any more than they did.
It's not ours. It's
Well,
the
you
stone
you
giant.
can't hear, you can't understand what they're
Okay.
saying.
Oh, they're speaking in giant still?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want them to loot the village because
I get that, but
I didn't want everybody coming back to disaster, but I didn't care about this corpse.
also, like, it's mean for them to loot, but like, is that worth all these people being dead?
I don't know.
I don't know
It-
either.
It's such a hard time. I'm in the middle of fighting, and it's hard to think. You find it hard to think when you're fighting? I find it hard to think. Especially
Yeah,
when she
I mean, it's
puts a spell on me.
yeah, it's scary, you know, like it's hard to decide, but I mean, you know, like, because you know they attacked when, you know, the halfling kind of went crazy, but we didn't have to kill the ones that were running away.
I agree. I think the sooner I get my people awake, the sooner I can no longer be part of this party. And Doke, whatever you do, I don't think you should join them permanently.
Well,
Because I'm afraid that you'll be okay with going after people that are running away.
well, at the very least, I think that they might be able to help us help your people, and I think that's still worth doing.
Okay. Well, I still can't see you, but I want to give you a hug.
He turns visible again.
Grannis scoops him up for a little hug. Being careful to be gentle, but he's completely off the ground.
All right. So he'll come back over to you guys, but I don't think it takes much of an insight check to see that he's kind of shaken. Doesn't look happy.
So, Doke, the last time we let somebody go, they led an entire army just to get to us, slaughtering hundreds of people,
Kidnapping children.
kidnapping children.
And the lesson that you learned from that is that if someone runs away from you, you have to kill them.
Doing what we do, it's hard to know which chances to take.
Well, fine. I mean, you guys know more about adventuring than me, I guess, so.
I tried to give the captain a lot of chances to walk away. I don't know what this halfling saw, but I want to know. They attacked us, just remember that. And they were willing to kill all of us to take whatever they wanted out of this town. And while I don't know
They
much
said
about
they
it,
didn't want to fight. And
then they shouldn't have.
You basically made it a case where you threatened them.
I didn't want them to have free reign over this town while it's undefended.
Well, I didn't either, but I don't know. Whatever.
They were just mercs. They're not going to be like bringing whole armies against you. They only care about money, and those guys ran away because there was no money to be made from this fight.
Yeah, that's what we thought about the hobgoblin too.
I don't
They
know
look
about
like
that.
hobgoblins. Whatever. They're all small. You all look alike. Except Doke. I know which one he is.
Archie, should we go light this beacon?
Yeah.
Is the reflector still in place?
I mean, you could go look.
Let's go look.
That's how that works.
I'll go ahead and let you know that it is. So it is still in place. But I think also that we've already run a little bit later
Yeah.
than usual.
yeah.
So I think maybe it's a good time to draw to a close. And I do want to say, as a DM, it's not so much that I want to shame you guys for your choices so much as I think that's how Doke would feel about it.
Yeah.
And I love
fair.
that Doke is going through that because that's exactly what a young person who thinks he's older than he is, jumping into an adventure would react. It's like, I'm
yeah.
going to be part of the
He's
adventure.
going. He thinks that you guys are coming here to be heroes, to save
Yeah.
people, and it didn't seem super heroic to chase down a fleeing guy who is clearly outmatched.
If he knew, that also bothers Alaric, but Alaric has a stand. So
Yeah, I love it because that's one of the reasons that I love Doke.
yeah, he's much of an innocent.
Murder hobo strike again.
You think, oh man, I'm gonna be an adventurer. It's all cool. It's all action, and then you have to deal with the reality of, wait, I'm hurting people.
Yeah.
In order to be an adventurer and to go into battle, I have to hurt people, and I have to live with those consequences. And even when it's life or death, you still have to live with the consequences of the fact that you hurt or killed people.
Yep.
And that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, Archie and Nira.
They're psychopaths. It's okay.
I mean, at this point,
Vengeance Paladin.
I know you gave yourself free reign there. I know.
Hey man, you're just bottling
You're
lightning,
neutral.
so
We haven't dealt with it in a while, and I'm not criticizing your character choices, Chooch, at all.
Yeah.
But it's also true. Vengeance, your oath of vengeance is for fiends. It's not just this guy made me mad, therefore oath of vengeance.
I'm justified because oath of vengeance.
But no, I mean, it's still totally a legitimate character.
Right.
I'm just saying.
No, like
Yeah.
the longsword of righteousness, he gets advantage on attacks if somebody damages him. So he gets all pumped up into that.
Sure. No, it
you
is
blood?
a totally
Yeah,
legit character choice.
But yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's not part of the
Power
set.
corrupts.
New T-shirt.
Right.
Don't make me oath you.
Don't make me.
All right. Well, so I think we'll draw it to a close for this time. I think next week, because it's going to be the holiday, we might be doing some sort of a one-shot type thing. We'll see who's available, and in the meantime, thank you everybody for listening and or watching, and we'll be back for more adventure on so
many levels.
Levels.